teams beneath them are starting to win matches, and it's a big game for Manchester United. And there's another big game against Atletico Madrid midweek, and it seems in some ways bizarre. Man United are talking about fourth being a success, but that's where the team are at the moment. Fourth would be a relative success this season, albeit it would be a hugely disappointing season unless the team can win the Champions League. That looks a bit far-fetched at the moment. I believe Ralph Rangnick when he says what he said. I think he's intelligent, he's very clear, he's very precise, he's very honest when he speaks to the media. And I asked him a question about this game on Friday. I said, are your players up for this? Because I'm not convinced that all of them even know the rivalry. And he said, yeah, he just started learning about the rivalry. And if they don't, they're in for a big shock. Because when one of them players goes to take a throw-in near the Kop, they're going to get a mouthful. That's what it's like at Ellen Road. And with Manchester United, you've got so many different opinions coming out, and that's fine. People listening to this, is every single person in your office happy? Do they all absolutely love the boss? I don't think that is real life in the real world. There's always, even when Manchester United were winning the treble, there were players there with issues because they weren't getting picked and they thought they should be getting picked, or they didn't get the contract that they expected. Football's full of it, but it all comes to the fore when the team are not doing great. And also, Manchester United has never been short to attract attention either. It's this soap opera every single day that needs updating, and there's this voracious appetite to just soak in every nugget of information and digest it, and the next day it's something else. If Man United lose today, it'll be a disaster tomorrow. If Man United win and play well, oh great, going into Madrid. And the whole way that it's looked upon is through a completely different prism, all depending on the results.
Great stuff, Andy. Thank you very much. Andy Mitten there, journalist and editor of United We Stand. Well, for Leeds United fans, the march here has been a slow one. It isn't the first time, obviously, they've played Manchester United since their return to the Premier League, but it is the first time with fans. And I can tell you, for a freezing cold and miserable day, it feels hot inside Ellen Road. Just in front of us, they're starting to build the Premier League stages, which will welcome the two teams onto the pitch. But if you're a Manchester United player, as Andy was just saying, the last thing you are going to feel this afternoon is welcome, because the Leeds United fans will be giving it absolutely everything. They have waited so long to be back here at Ellen Road for this fixture, and they've been giving us some memories of the great moments that for them this fixture has brought.
Gary Kelly with a right foot free kick into the penalty area. Schmeichel comes and stops. Weatherall! David Weatherall has scored for Leeds United! Schmeichel hesitated, Weatherall didn't!
Leeds United versus Manchester United. It's the first game, isn't it, when the fixtures come out at the start of the season. It's the one we all look for. It's the one that we want to juggle work around, juggle holidays around, juggle anything around to make sure we can attend that game. To be on the terraces, to be able to sing louder than the Manchester United fans, to let the Manchester United players know they've come to Ellen Road.
Tries to find Viduka! Viduka! Yes!
Always a great occasion when they visit Ellen Road with many fond memories. Expectation levels are higher, volumes higher.
Crossing for Roy Keane with a header. Manchester United have scored.
There's always been that rivalry dating back to the 60s and a part of the 70s when they were vying for honours. Pipped them to the title in 92 was the best footballing moment in my life.
Domi 30 yards from goal, swings the cross in, Smith with a header!
Yes!
And Alan Smith has scored in front of the Leeds fans at Old Trafford.
There's always something special about this fixture, the atmosphere, the build-up. It's definitely one of the great rivalries in football.
The importance of the game can't be underestimated because it defines the season. Win and everything's all right, despite the fact that we're fifth from bottom.
Mills whooping a great cross, Bowie with the glove together, Viduka! Leeds on level, and Viduka has scored!
Games like this are long remembered because of the rivalry, because of how we feel about Manchester United.
He cuts this one back, and Ryan Giggs, just outside the 6-yard area, strokes it into the back of the net. Viduka going to get away from his man, he can, and Viduka has scored! It goes through to Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, it's on the post, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has scored! He's in the penalty area, and Andy Cole has scored.
Georgie Best trying to get past Paul Reaney. Of the Charlton brothers playing against each other, of Dennis Law up against Billy Bremner.
This is a special fixture. We've been waiting 17, 18 years for it. It's going to be a mad atmosphere.
The atmosphere is going to be electric.
January the 3rd, the day will never be forgotten.
Beckford onside here. Can he get his left foot into it? Beckford towards goal! Jermaine Beckford!
We hate them as much as they hate us.
I want to see them intimidated. I want to see their arrogance come back and bite them.
Swings the ball in right-footed. The header's in there. Joel, and Leeds are in front.
Come on, you Whites.
Come on, Leeds, you can do this for the fans.
Come on, the Whites.
Whether you loved that or absolutely hated it, whether you're Leeds or Manchester United, if that doesn't get you up for this game, then I don't know what will. The teams very shortly will be in the tunnel here at Ellen Road. I just had to look down to my right-hand side thinking they were on their way out because the noise got so loud here. Leeds fans, Manchester United fans are completely packed Ellen Road. Two teams here who right now are not happy with their lot. Nader Manua, you know yourself from having played in Manchester derbies. Whatever else is happening, a win in a game like this can completely turn your season.
Yeah, 100%. I think at times, these type of games, these derby games and alike, people remember the result more so than where the team finished in the league and stuff like that. So this is a massive occasion. It sounds like the people are very much ready to go, and it should make for an absolute fantastic game of football.
Andy Mitten was just saying to us, he hopes the Manchester United players know what to expect, because the first time they go to take a corner or a throw-in, they are going to hear about it.
Oh, 100%. All those fans, as you mentioned earlier in the show when they turned up early, like, they want to engage with you, you know, and when I say engage, I mean tell you how much they hate you. So there's nothing nice, you know, if a ball goes into the crowd and you need to get a ball, don't expect them to do you any favours. But this is one of those great moments. As Jonathan said earlier in the show, you'd love to be a part of this. It's a truly incredible fixture, and I'm sure, as I say, it's going to be fantastic today.
And it's days like this, Nedum, that we missed during the real heat of the COVID pandemic. It is days like this that are just so wonderful to have back in football.
It certainly is. It's such a historic fixture. Obviously, it's lashing down with rain as well to just make an even more memorable occasion. And yeah, you look back, and at one point you were sitting in the studio pressing buttons for crowd noise and things like that, but now you can barely hear me talking. So we've come a long way, but rightly so.
And look, Leeds United have had all these injury problems. I'm looking at a Brazilian flag that's been held by a Leeds fan on the far side. They might put that away because Rafinha's on the bench. Phillips is injured, Bamford's injured. On paper, Manchester United have a stronger side, but football's not played on paper, Nader.
No, it's absolutely not. And Manchester United have had a stronger side on paper than most teams have played this season. Nothing is guaranteed. And with this crowd here and the fact that it's Leeds, the players and style of play want to represent the people from that region. So as a consequence, I'm expecting an all-action performance. And yeah, I honestly can't wait for this one.
Great to have you with us, Nader. Speak to you next week.
Cheers, sir. Take it easy.
Top man, Nader Manua. There's a flare that's just gone off on the left-hand side, a yellow smoke bomb. You can hear the Leeds United fans. You can smell the smoke now around Ellen Road. Full-time whistle's gone at Tannadice. Roddy Forsyth.
Dundee United 1, Rangers 1. Rangers have drawn level with Celtic at the top of the Premier League, 63 points each, but Celtic played Dundee at 3 o'clock and can go clear. Ross Graham scoring for Dundee United in the first half, and equaliser from Joe Aribo for Rangers with quarter of an hour to go. It was a bombardment of the United goal, but Rangers couldn't breach the ramparts. 1 each here at Tannadice.
This rendition of Marching On Together must be the loudest in many a year. Ups and downs, shout the Leeds United fans. There have been so many of those over the 2 decades since they last had the opportunity to stand together for a game against Manchester United. This is one of the great fixtures of British football. It doesn't matter if you are white rose, red rose, no rose. It does not get much bigger than Leeds versus Manchester United. Here come the teams. Chris Waddle on 5 Live is alongside correspondent John Murray.
Well, thank you, Steve. Just have a listen to this. This is what Manchester United are walking out to. Manchester United are there. Here come Leeds.
Ayling walks out. A little bit of applause from him, the Leeds United captain, with his teammates all in pristine white behind him. Chris, I mean, you've experienced these sort of things, but how must that feel for a Leeds United captain to walk out in that position?
Well, it's what they need. Obviously, they're not playing very well. They've had a mixed results of this season so far. They need a win, and what better to kick-start your season and get a run going against your big rivals, Man United. Man United players will have seen it, done it. You know, they'll say, yeah, we know what we're going to get, but they're not full of confidence at the minute.
Nevertheless, that was a brilliant sight, wasn't it?
Yes.
Around
you don't see many things like that, and the Leeds fans are really up for it today.
All of them. It felt like everyone was singing. And the Leeds United supporters, so many of them with the famous white scarves with the blue and yellow stripe. Now they break away, and up goes the volume again. Off come those white tracksuit tops, and likewise Manchester United, their red and black tracksuit tops are now being handed to the kit man. And here we all are then inside what is a rain-lashed Elland Road on a stormy, wintry Yorkshire afternoon, and it's a fixture that could have a storm warning all of its own. The chief executive here, Angus Kinnear, says that this match could have been sold out many times over. It had to be played last season behind closed doors. So this is the first time we've had Leeds United against Manchester United here at Elland Road in the Premier League in front of a crowd for almost 2 decades. And Harry Maguire, the Manchester United captain, comes forward to bump fists with Luke Ayling. The referee, Paul Tierney. When you're refereeing this game, that's always a very important role, Chris.
Yeah, the pitch obviously very, very wet. I've been watching in the warm-up, John. There's hardly any bounce in the ball, anything what's got a bit of height on it coming down. Low bounce, which can affect the players, obviously, at first. But, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of tackles, a lot of people losing their feet, so just hope he doesn't want to keep getting that card out.
So if you haven't heard, the big news for Leeds, Rafinha left out by Marcelo Bielsa. He's only on the bench, the top scorer. So Meslier in goal, Ayling, Llorente, Strauch and Dallas, who's fit. That's important at left back. Forshaw, Koch and Click. Then Rodrigo, Harrison and Dan James, who was a Manchester United player at the start of the season, don't forget. And Manchester United, they've got Lingard and Wan-Bissaka back in the team for this one. De Gea in goal, back four, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. Then McTominay with Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Jesse Lingard. His first start in the Premier League this season, Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo. Marcus Rashford only on the bench. The players take the knee and the stand against discrimination. The noise just continues. And Paul Tierney blows the whistle. And off we go then. Off we go. Leeds United against Manchester United with the visitors from over the Pennines in possession and Paul Pogba giving it away, and then in steps Dan James on his old teammate Luke Shaw. The ball bounces out of play for what is given as a throw-in to the visitors. Mike Dean is down there right next to it. It was a foul actually by Dan James on Shaw. Takes the free kick and wastes it, just belts it straight down the middle, and it's an easy catch for Meslier.
Yeah, it was a sloppy pass by Pogba, wasn't it, from the off? As I say, this pitch it's going to take the players a few minutes to sort it out. The ball's not rolling very quickly at all. There's a lot of water on the surface, so Man United have got to keep possession, because I knew Leeds would come out the blocks very quick, and they have.
Actually, they brought the free kick to take the game.
Yeah, he took it before the referee was talking, so he's brought it back.
So Manchester United get a second goal. They won't waste it like they did then. Here's the ever-popular Cristiano Ronaldo. That chorus of boos was possibly the loudest yet. Then Maguire lifts it forward, left-footed, on the edge of the box. A stretch from Strauch to clear it away. Then it's back over the top. McTominay with a header on the halfway line. A second consecutive header from the Manchester United midfielder. Then Click and Rodrigo. Now here's the ball down the right for James, but the offside flag is up. It's one of those rare things, Chris, now. An early offside flag.
Well, obviously Kane, the crowd's roaring. He takes off a little bit, so he can't check his run. It's a lovely ball inside the full-back. Luke Shaw was there, just between Luke Shaw and Maguire. James, who's been playing centre-forward, started on the right today. Rodrigo was the number 9.
Yeah, that's... so Rodrigo through the middle. Thought he might be Rafinha's replacement on the right, but no, Dan James playing on the right-hand side, and as Chris says, Harrison over on the left-hand side. That's Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live. 62 caps for England, once the country's most expensive footballer, sitting up here on the gantry at Elland Road, that I suspect hasn't changed much since you were Britain's most expensive footballer.
No, it hasn't. No.
Ball to the halfway line, and here is it slipped forward from Rodrigo, looking for the run of Click from centre field, and Manchester United through Lindelof come forward and put it out of play on the halfway line. Just a one change for Leeds from last weekend. Their very disappointing display at Goodison Park, but it is significant in the central area because Forshaw has come in there, so Click has moved a little further forward, and it is Forshaw and Koch who are the two central midfielders. Leeds with Harrison on the left-hand side, sweeps the ball right across the edge of the penalty area, but De Gea is out calmly to pick the ball up.
It's worth chasing anything down today, John. The ball stops very, very quickly in this heavy surface. A lot of rain. We're talking a lot of rain we've had, and the ball is not running.
But the pitch has held up remarkably well. They spent a lot of money on having it relaid at the start of last season for the Premier League. It's got a new drainage system, and as Chris says, there's been an awful lot of rain in this area, and actually a huge amount of snow as well yesterday, but you wouldn't know it looking at the pitch, looking at it. Here's Pogba playing it forward. In comes Forshaw with a challenge, and the referee says there was an earlier infringement, and it's a free kick for Leeds inside their own half. So Leeds United 0, Manchester United 0 on this 5 Live Premier League Sunday. If you're on the move, or wherever you are, in all honesty, you can listen via BBC Sounds. Both Premier League commentaries on 5 Live today. This one and then Wolves Leicester. We've heard that it finished Dundee United 1, Rangers 1 from Roddy Forsyth at Tannadice. So Celtic Dundee starts at 3 o'clock. We'll keep you updated on that. And on Sports Extra this afternoon, you've got the England Women's International in the Arnold Clark Cup against Spain. 3:15 kickoff. Keep you up to date with the rugby as well this afternoon. But here, it's the Premier League, and Meslier clearing from inside his own penalty area. Now it's forward from Ayling. Nice flick from Rodrigo. Click couldn't get there, and as he did, actually, he caught Wan-Bissaka. Referee Tierney says, no free kick. Well, that's an interesting one. Click takes it on, chips it in. Harrison on the half volley. Sent the shot wide of the angle of post and bar from the angle on the left.
Very good referee in Paul Tierney. That was not a free kick on Wan-Bissaka. He looked for it. There was no contact. Well done, referee. And this is a good counter-attack by Leeds. But I've got to say, Harrison, for me, if you'd watched Harry Kane last night against Man City, side-footed. If he's side-footed, it's a target, it's a goal. He's trying to put his laces through it. Well over the crossbar. It's a great move by Leeds. A lovely little ball. It's clipped to the far post. Harrison comes in. Oh, he's trying to lash it. Just side-foot it.
Just caught it, as I said, on the half volley, didn't he? Well, you know, he did. He just caught Wan-Bissaka Click on the halfway line.
Not enough for me, that.
But what a chance it was.
Well, yes.
Sliced it at the back post. Leeds United 0, Manchester United 0. Pogba now in centre field. Fred's on the bench. Matic is on the bench as well today. Manchester United played forward. Here's Lingard now on the right-hand side. The surprise selection, or one of the surprise selections. Lingard taking on Dallas. Plays it back to Bruno Fernandes. Now Lingard again. Lingard, Wan-Bissaka. Those are the two. They're the two who've come back in from the cold on an afternoon like this. Bruno Fernandes takes it down the right-hand side, but in slides Strout to put in the challenge. And can only shovel it out of play for a throw to Manchester United.
Yeah, brilliant challenge. Lingard is playing on that right-hand side. Fernandes goes down out on that challenge about, 20 seconds after it.
Delayed reaction.
Yes, I didn't see him touch it, to be fair. I'm getting a replay now. For me, it's a good tackle. There's no contact. I don't know what he's hurt. Probably broke a toenail or something. I don't know. I just don't see anything in at all. I don't see why he's gone down.
That is an odd one, unless he's tweaked something, like in his groin or something.
Well, maybe tweak his knee ligaments. Yeah, it happens, but there's definitely nothing wrong with the challenge. Nothing at all.
Well, Bruno Fernandes is sat down. Cristiano Ronaldo is... there's a little bit of theatre here, isn't there? Cristiano Ronaldo. This has happened right in the heart of Leeds country, this. Down at the Don Revie end, over towards the Jack Charlton stand. In that cut, there are Leeds fans all around. And Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't left this. He hasn't walked away to the halfway line. he's gone over there. It's 7 or 8 yards away from the dead ball line, and he's standing over Bruno Fernandes, who's receiving treatment. And the Leeds United support, I mean, he's effectively drawing the attention of the Leeds United fans.
Well, Man United players will be happy because it will be all about Ronaldo today. Let's be honest. If you're going to target one player in the Man United side, Leeds fans, it's going to be Ronaldo. So he's quite happy. He's seen it, done it, bought a T-shirt, and if it takes the flack away from the rest of the players, they'll be delighted.
Never scored against Leeds United. Cristiano Ronaldo.
There you go.
First played against them when he was 18. That's the last time he played against them, when he was 18. So Bruno Fernandes back on his feet, just about to come back onto the field, just limping a little. Play is back underway. Manchester United attacking towards the Don Revie stand. Ball played forward, took a deflection off Dallas. It's out of play for a throw-in, and Bruno Fernandes gets a mild chorus of boos as he runs back onto the field. Basically, they're going to boo anything in a red shirt, whatever it does. Pogba playing the ball back towards the edge of the penalty area, but Harrison runs it away. Wanted a free kick. Paul Tierney says yes, it is, for that challenge by McTominay on Harrison, who was trying to run it away.
I know it's saying early in the game you don't get your cards out, but I thought it was a yellow card. He's deliberately took him out. Harrison down there, hadn't he, McTominay? That should have been a yellow.
Leeds 0, Manchester United 0. Leeds going back to Meslier, who clears from the ground. Ronaldo closest to him. Ball bounces on the halfway line, a stretch from Harrison. Couldn't get there. The Leeds number 22, who also actually had a little bit of time at Manchester United when he was a boy, before going stateside, and then of course Manchester City. But here's Shaw playing it infield. Pogba forward of the centre circle, then back to Bruno Fernandes. He finds Harry Maguire, and Harry Maguire in the luminous yellow boots gives it to McTominay, who goes back into his own half. The rain is relentless. I think the wind actually has perhaps eased up a little. Pogba wriggles away on the right, goes for goal. It's slipped out of the gloves of Meslier, but he's able to gather it at the second attempt. No scares.
I think he did the right thing. Great turn by Pogba. Just rolls Forshaw. Forshaw gets far too tight. Pogba gets away. Corner of the 18-yard box, just inside of it. It's a good strike along the greasy surface, and the goalkeeper, who is a very good goalkeeper, I think, hangs on to it very well.
Yes, he is. Still just 21 years old, Ilan Meslier, but an absolute fixture. And you'd put him on the list. We were talking about Leeds United's most important players. He'd be on that list.
Yes, definitely. 21 as well.
Yeah, Harrison putting in the challenge, but that bounces out of play near the halfway line. Harrison, the scorer of the famous hat-trick the other week when Leeds United won at West Ham. Leeds, who've won just 2 of their last 10 matches in League and Cup, and they've lost 6 of their last 9 in all competitions. And I know some Leeds United supporters are increasingly concerned, particularly when you get results like yesterday, when Watford win and Burnley win and Newcastle get a point at West Ham. They're all getting closer, so there are concerns here. Leeds going back to Meslier in the goal, just down to our left. Floodlights already taking effect on this gloomy, wet afternoon. Ball bounces forward from the halfway line for Bruno Fernandes. High pass from him, but he's got too much on that. The Leeds United cheers will tell you that. And dozens of them, scores of them, as Cristiano Ronaldo chases that down to the corner flag. Wave at Cristiano Ronaldo in one way or another. And it's a goal kick for Leeds. Still 0-0.
Yeah,
Chris Waddle.
Yeah, it was just overhit by Fernandes. Good run by Ronaldo in the inside left. Overhit it, but you've got to say at the minute Man United look very comfortable. Leeds are struggling to put passes together. I know Harrison had a glorious chance 4 or 5 minutes ago, but Man United seem to be the team who are controlling the game.
Yeah, that midfield. You so miss Calvin Phillips. He's such an important figure for them. Calvin Phillips in the midfield. He's been able to play in only 15 matches this season in all competitions, and currently out injured again. Here's Koch bringing the ball forward, playing it to the right-hand side, and Ayling comes in field inside Sancho, and then Koch looked as though he was caught there by McTominay, just played the ball forward. McTominay came in, that's his second foul. Koch has gone down holding his face. Referee Tierney walks calmly over and calls the medical people on because he's taken a bang on the face. Now, is he going to go over to Scott McTominay here? Don't think so.
Well, that's a yellow. I mean, he should have had a yellow 2 minutes ago for me, but he plays the ball off very early. Look, Tommy knows what he's doing. He's checked his run. He might say, yeah, I just ran across him, but he knew what he was doing.
Well, hang on a minute. Paul Tierney is now going to call over Scott McTominay, and he's pointing down the field to where he committed the earlier foul, and that is it.
Lucky man.
Lucky man.
Yeah.
You see, I thought that was going to be a little bit of sensible refereeing there from Paul Tierney to just take his time and eventually show the yellow card.
Yeah, he should have. I mean, he could have showed it again as that challenge before, but that's his last chance, obviously. He's warned him. That
is absolutely it for Scott McTominay. So we've played 12 minutes. BBC Radio 5 Live, Leeds United 0, Manchester United 0, and still Robin Koch is receiving treatment. He's lying on his back, the German international, with his hands on his face. He's had all sorts of injury problems since he signed. He was one of the big signings. All of those signings they made when Leeds came back up to the Premier League, and they're holding, I'm not sure if there's blood there actually, because they're holding some material to his face.
We've got a spare shirt at on the touchline already.
Yeah, so there must be blood involved, whether it's a bloody nose or whatever it happens to be. And the Leeds United supporters entertaining themselves while we have this stoppage with some more friendly songs for their neighbours from over the Pennines. It's a Yorkshire noise at the moment. It's a Lancashire noise from over in that corner down to our right.
What's strange is, John, they're singing stand up if you hate Man U, but they're already stand up, so you should not be singing sit down
if you, yeah. Well, Cook is still receiving treatment. I'm not sure if they're going to have to put a bandage on his head. Yep, they are. They're putting a bandage. They're putting a black bandage around the top of his head, so it's obviously a cut on the forehead, a la your old teammate, our old friend Terry Butcher, who always gets a mention on occasions such as this, even though it was decades ago now. I hope you're listening, Terry. Another mention for you. And he's going to be sorted out there. And whether he's going to put that new shirt on or not, I'm not sure. But it's a lengthy stoppage, and on an afternoon like this, actually, a number of the players now just limbering up. The rain is continuing to pour down, swirling around above the roof of the John Charles stand, which is where we're sitting. Marcelo Bielsa watching down there with his hands behind his back. He's got a grey woolly hat on. You don't often see that, so that gives you an idea of how inhospitable the conditions are here in West Yorkshire. And now finally Robin Koch gets to his feet. He looks as though he's been involved in a rugby league match, actually. His white shirt is muddied brown. He's got the tape on the top of his head. They are standing by with the shirt on the touchline, but I'm not sure if he's going to take it. And now having put a black bandage around their head, they are now going full Terry Butcher, and it's a white bandage that is being put over the top of the black bandage. And I suppose the question is, obviously they will have had to go through the concussion protocols now, and they are satisfied that he's able to continue, but it's obviously quite a nasty cut that he's received, and he's been walked off the field now. I mean, he's got blood, he's got mud, he's got rain, it's all over him.
He's got shorts as well.
Yeah,
new shorts ready, look.
They're giving him some more shorts.
Yeah, there's new shorts here, look.
How's that going to help?
I don't know. I don't get that at all.
Right, well, the shirt is off, and he's putting a new shirt on. Play's about to resume. Now the shorts are coming off, and he's going to put a new pair of shorts on. Free kick, Click plays it into the edge of the penalty area, the Manchester United box, but it's come off Rodrigo, who tried to turn it into the area. The defender's there as well, and it's behind for a goal kick. That was a bit of a waste, actually, from the position they were in. And then applause for Robin Koch, who runs back on with his new shirt, shorts and bandage.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if McTominay gets the ball in some certain area where he can replay it, because players do sometimes if they get the opportunity.
Well, it is quite the surprise that didn't result in a yellow card, because he blatantly body checked him.
Yeah, definitely.
But Paul Tierney resisting, and we've played over 15 minutes, but we've had a stoppage there of probably 3 or 4 minutes, so there'll be lengthy stoppage time to add on at the end of this first half. Click cracks the ball into the shins of Lindelof, and it bounces away in his stride, actually, back to to goalkeeper De Gea, and in actual fact the flag was already up for a Manchester United free kick before he did that. So a little bit, that's one for the crowd, I think, from Click. And free kick, Lindelof trots forward. So it is, as I say, it's the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back four today. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. Varane only on the bench. Long ball forward from Lindelof was flicked on near the edge of the penalty area by Sancho, but Leeds United clear. And Click now on the halfway line, right-footed crossfield ball looking for Harrison. Wan-Bissaka just got his head to it. Harrison plays it through, but Lindelof will come across and with his right foot lift the ball away, and it bounces out near the halfway line. Throw in, 0-0.
Well, it's exciting. The crowd's enjoying it. We're just waiting for that passage of play out where we're seeing a little bit of quality. Whoever's got it at the minute, there's a lot of pressure. Obviously the tempo is very high of the game, and people are giving the ball away very easily.
So still 0-0. West Ham dropping points was very welcome for Manchester United yesterday, so still fourth this morning. They were 1 point above West Ham in fifth. As Leeds fire the ball in from the angle from Ayling near the halfway line, but that had too much on it, and it bounces through to De Gea. So Manchester United playing it out from the back. Ralph Rangnick is down there on the edge of the coaching area, his first experience of this kind of thing, as the ball is played up towards Ronaldo on the halfway line. Delayed boos this time. Bruno Fernandes curls it in. Oh, clearance, that was a little awkward for Llorente on the edge of the box. Sancho was behind him. Ronaldo heads it back, headed it straight to Koch, and now McTominay takes it down and plays it back into his own half, and Lindelof will actually go all the way back to David De Gea in the goal. They have tightened things up. De Gea, as we were talking before the game, has been one of the players of the season for Manchester United, and they've conceded more than one goal in a match only once since January, Manchester United. So things have been tightened up. Ball down the right. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Harrison's gone with him. Plays it back. Bruno Fernandes puts his foot on the ball. Little ball into the edge of the area. That is intercepted importantly by Dallas. Comes back into the area though. Chip to the back post. But it's over the top of Ronaldo. Sancho lifted it there. Applause from Ronaldo actually. Then Forshaw's in with the challenge, the first challenge, and in the second challenge with Sancho. That's just what they wanted to see. Now Click plays it forward to Rodrigo. Just had to delay things to allow the ball to run. Then Rodrigo approaches the penalty area. He's looking for the ball towards the back post, but he's played it right over the top of Forshaw, and that's quite a waste actually, and Manchester United have got it back. Chris, what
a waste. I mean, you just said it there, John. What a waste. Great counter-attack, 3-on-3. What is he looking at?
So Manchester United come slowly forward again. Sancho, he had an opportunity at the other end to pick out Ronaldo and wasn't able to do it. Sancho, ball on the right-hand side with Lingard, then played forward by Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka with a run, but won't reach that, and the ball runs behind over the white line, and it's a goal kick to Leeds United, and it's still 0-0, and Bruno Fernandes has just sat down again centre field, but Cristiano Ronaldo has come across and picked him up.
Yeah, he's looking for another free kick after he tries to put Wan-Bissaka in on the run. He thinks he got caught a little bit late, but he's up and running again.
So Leeds carry the ball forward from the back up to Click, now to the left-hand side. Ball flicked down the line. Click on the chase. Lindelof slides in, and these greasy wet conditions gets there first and tackles it out of play for a throw-in down the left-hand side that Dallas takes. Harrison is there as well. Back to Dallas, who turns. He was a doubt for this game, Stuart Dallas, another of the very most important players for this Leeds United Bielsa team. And then Harrison wins a throw-in for Leeds United, away over in that corner between the Jack Charlton and the Norman Hunter stands. Absolutely packed it is there in that corner as well, stretching up into the shadows. The rain continuing to come down. Leeds take the throw, and then it's nipped back, and then the shot from the angle is saved by De Gea, diving to his left. Got a good sight on that to push it away across the penalty area, and cutting in from the left-hand side, Forshaw on his right foot forced the save.
Yeah, very good strike. Leeds get it in that far corner. Eventually comes out. Forshaw just gets away. It's a good strike. He aims for the far corner as well, across the keeper, but De Gea, you'd expect him to save that, and he does.
Yeah, Adam Forshaw. He would have been an unexpected opening goal scorer in this match, because he's never scored for Leeds United, but they had to keep it out. Still 0-0. And now Wan-Bissaka over the halfway line. Harrison shoulder to shoulder with him. Wan-Bissaka goes down, no free kick. Paul Tierney allowing it to roll again. Oh, and then that's given away by Dallas. This could be dangerous. Manchester United with McTominay. Ronaldo 30 yards out. Back centrally to Lingard. Lingard just had to check himself because the ball got caught underneath his feet. Jadon Sancho now. Signs of better form from Jadon Sancho in recent weeks. Sancho right-footed to the edge of the area. Bruno Fernandes in with a challenge. And then Llorente stands up well. Was able to get a touch on the ball. Manchester United take up possession again near the halfway line, but the referees stop play because Dan James has taken a knock and he's down.
Yeah, Dan James hits the ground, and I think that was an accident with Luke Shaw. Having words, a little conversation there, but I didn't see a lot in this neither. Ball comes forward. I mean, it's the slightest of touches on the side of his face. I mean, there's nothing in it. It's
just got a hand in the face. Shaw was jumping for the ball and caught James with his hand. And Shaw's gone across actually just to see he's okay. That's kind of been ignored by Dan James, and play's going to resume with a drop ball. So it is still 0-0. Leeds 0, Manchester United 0. Maguire going back to Lindelof in the centre circle. Red shirt flapping outside his black shorts. McTominay's ball over the top. Lingard on the chase now down into the Leeds left-back area. Lingard's cross looking for the near post, only half cleared. Pogba mishits the volley and it bounces all the way through from Meslier. It seemed like slow motion, that. The shot was mishit. It bounced into the penalty area. Meslier wasn't sure if he was going to die for it. He eventually did, and he's got the ball.
Well, I thought Ronaldo would have reacted a lot quicker than what he thought about it, but he didn't react in a player that experienced.
37 now.
But you've got to say, Lingard's playing very well at the minute down the right-hand side, causing a lot of problems.
Yeah, more difficult to react when you get into your late 30s. You might remember.
Yeah, I'll find that on Tuesday nights now.
Yes, I can imagine. Here is the bandaged Cock playing the ball out towards the left-hand side. Back it comes to Strauch, who will go back to Meslier inside his own penalty area. Right for the ball passed out, and he's passed it straight away to Sancho. Groans from the Leeds United faithful. Fernandes now through the middle to McTominay, but Dallas came across, did well. He was just able to put himself in the right place, and the ball ran through to Meslier.
I know it's not on his strong foot, McTominay. Why doesn't he just hit it with his left foot? It's a lovely weighted pass from Fernandes. He's on the run. Listen, hit it early. The goalkeeper can't get any position, and it's 1-0. What is he trying to? What's he thinking about? Well, he's not confident with his left foot. I don't know.
And there, from 15 yards, Koch drilled a pass at Dallas, who had Bruno Fernandes about 3 yards away from him. He had no chance, and the ball bounced out of play. And actually, strangely, Dallas blamed Strauch, not Koch, who hit the pass. And then Meslier hits a pass that was way out of play, way over the head of Ayling, and out of play for a throw into Manchester United on the halfway line. Well, I know should add these conditions are not easy.
Yeah, no,
but
we've got to think about that as well. I mean, it's blowing a gale, and the pitch is very heavy.
Mind you, compared to Burnley last Sunday when I was there, this is a mild zephyr. It's like being in the Caribbean. Here's Pogba, takes the ball into the penalty area, turned. Oh, what a save! What a save from Meslier. It seemed certain that Ronaldo would score, and Meslier spread himself in the 6-yard box and made the save, kept it out, and somehow it's still 0-0, and Ronaldo must be wondering how.
Well, he's just thought any contact that goes in. Great save by Meslier. What a great reaction. Pogba did ever so well down this left-hand side, goes past Forshaw. If he wasn't there, as if he wasn't there, and he just rolls the ball. It's on a play. Ronaldo really he's got to score.
There's a defender in there as well, but it seems certain Ronaldo, of all people, would score that. Now Maguire bringing the ball forward and goes down under the challenge from Click. It seemed like the free kick hadn't been given. Maguire spins away, slides away on his knees, waits for the whistle, palms apart, and then the whistle comes and it's a free kick.
It was a free kick, and the linesman should flag. That was Pogba. We've just seen his chance again. Oh, he's got to score, Ronaldo. It's slightly behind him, I'll give it that. It's on his left foot. Slightly behind him as he's 3 yards out, 4 yards out. He's trying anything with a little bit of height. It's a goal.
He was actually slamming the brakes on, wasn't he, with his right foot?
Yeah. He's not hit it right anyway with his left foot.
And hits the shot with his left foot, and Meslier fortunately has spread himself in the perfect place and blocked it, kept it out, so kept it at Leeds 0, Manchester United 0. But Manchester United have got this free kick now, which I think was the right decision, incidentally, even though it was...
it was a free kick, but I think the referee was looking at the linesman.
Free kick then. Bruno Fernandes curls it in. It's headed up by Strauch, who did well. Got a good head to it to deflect it out into the right full-back position. And now Click plays it forward to Dallas, whose pass downfield is beyond James. And Manchester United have got it back inside their own half. Luke Shaw has taken over again from Telles in the left-back position. Dalot is among the substitutes, with Wan-Bissaka starting this match. And now it's catching because the goalkeeper at the other end, David De Gea's overhit a pass way out, straight out of play on the halfway line. And Luke Ayling will take this throw to Forshaw. And then Ayling back towards Llorente, and then the pass to Meslier, all in yellow, up to the halfway line, but over the top of James, and that is also out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Dan James, who just switched on. James, who's been playing through the middle recently, so playing on the right, and Robin Koch has sat down again, having, well, I mean, he has been in the wars. Now, if this is a problem, and he's just put his hand to his forehead there with his finger and thumb, and that kind of suggests to me that he might be having a little bit of an issue with having had that bang on the head.
Yeah, he's obviously had a bang on the head, which is it's now affected him. Look, McTominay's gone around saying to him, look, he's probably saying it was an accident, and he doesn't look very comfortable at all. Subs are warming up.
Meanwhile, more Leeds United shirts are being changed down on the side of the pitch. Adam Forshaw's decided he needs a change of shirt. I think Dan James might be well advised as well.
Yeah, good idea, that, isn't it? It only takes 2 minutes to get wet again. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah. And but I think that's going to be it for Robin Koch. And whether it's a delay, well, it must be a delayed reaction. And I think Leeds are going to have to make a change. So this is a bit of a problem for Leeds here in that midfield area that Marcelo Bielsa clearly felt needed addressing after Goodison Park last weekend. Now, there's no immediate change here for Robin Koch, but surely he's going to have to go off. And Cristiano Ronaldo comes across. He's back to his feet now, and he's going to be led away. And this must be a change. Although, unless I'm missing something,
there's nobody
anyone getting ready to come on to replace it.
There's 3 subs warming up below us, but nobody ready.
No, he's applauding the crowd now, and that has to be the end of his afternoon. Yeah, and now we're getting the signal, and there is going to be a change made, and it is... Let me see what they're going to do. They've had a big discussion down there on the halfway line. Marcelo Bielsa.
Is it Firpo?
Junior Firpo, yeah. And it is going to be Junior Firpo, who's only just back from injury himself. So Leeds with 10 men at the moment. Robin Koch is now being led away down the tunnel, and we will inquire and ask how he is later. But it's another one of those, Chris, where there's, clearly a concern about a player's taking a serious bang on the head and plays on.
Yeah, it's got to be sorted out, that rule, hasn't it? And you're supposed to have so many days after it to recover, so you might be able to play the next game.
Yeah, Leeds, who are due to play on Wednesday at Anfield, one of the rearranged games. So they go from Manchester United at home to Liverpool away. Right, here's the change, and it is Junior Firpo, the summer signing from Barcelona. The left back can play a central defence, but he is running across there to the left-hand side, and Stuart Dallas. In fact, what are they going to do? Is Strauch going to go forward into midfield, which obviously he can? Ball at the back with Llorente. Llorente passing it to Strauch, and then Strauch hitting a ball downfield, which just gives possession back to Manchester United. So it looks like Strauch's moved into midfield.
He has, yeah.
So Junior Firpo has gone across to the left-hand side. Stuart Dallas has come to the right. And Luke Ayling has moved in
centre-half
alongside.
Yeah, it's gone centre-half.
Llorente.
Yeah.
So Llorente's
Dallas, he's gone from left back to right back.
Yeah, and they've all shifted across from the right-hand side. So Junior Firpo heading the ball on the halfway line. Leeds 0, Manchester United 0. BBC Radio 5 Live, watching Jadon Sancho now on the left wing, running at Dallas into the penalty area, stabs it across. Oh, and a stretch, a scrape away for Leeds. And then the follow-up challenge from Stripe deflects the ball out of play. Bruno Fernandes hitting the shot, but it hit the Leeds man instantly and spun out of play just down here to our right for a throw into Manchester United.
I've got to say Man United are the better side, and they just can't cope at the minute. Man United are dominating the ball, they get a lot of space to key players, and they can run with the ball, and they've caused a lot of problems to this Leeds United side.
Big setback for Leeds to lose Robin Koch in there. Throw-in taken, no flick by Pogba. Pogba then back to Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the D. Shoots it, saved to his left by Meslier. Ball still in play. Ronaldo, but corner. The final touch from Harrison, who was there with Ronaldo to take it behind for a corner to Manchester United, but Meslier could save to his left.
In terrible conditions, and we mean terrible. Yeah, blowing a gale, pouring down with rain, the pitch is heavy. Paul Pogba showed some wonderful touches in this game so far. That was brilliant, that last attack. He went past two players as if they weren't there.
Corner to Manchester United. And I'm telling you, Chris, this is not pleasant conditions-wise at all, but compared to Burnley last weekend, as you well know from your time at Burnley, I'm sure you had 1 or 2 days there when it wasn't idyllic.
I go more than 2.
Did you? Corner then for Manchester United. Paul Tierney is having a word, so we've got Maguire and Ronaldo and Pogba and Maguire actually holding one another. Here's the corner into the near post. It's headed in by Maguire. Harry Maguire is there. He managed to find the position, and he runs away now in front of the Leeds fans, and things are being thrown. 2 or 3 things are being thrown on the Manchester United players, who are right down at the Leeds end here. They've stayed on the field. Most Leeds fans have been able to restrain themselves, but it's in. It's Harry Maguire who's been at the centre of things this week, but it's the Manchester United captain who got his head to it and found the back of the Leeds net. And it's Leeds 0, Manchester United 1.
Good corner, Luke Shaw whips it in, middle of the 6-yard box. I've got to say, it's an easy goal. The goalkeeper's in no man's land. He's come, he's stopped, but the people who are marking the 3 Man United players who are basically going to attack the ball have not even looked at the ball. They're just looking where the man is. Go and head the ball. You're just looking at your player. And Maguire hasn't even jumped. He's 6 yards out, middle of the goal. It's a simple header. Goalkeeper's in no man's land. And Man United, I've got to say, they've deserved the lead.
So the captain, the Manchester United club captain, leading from the front with his first Premier League goal of the season, actually. And it's a Harry Maguire goal, the kind of which that is actually part of his trademark. So Manchester United leading 1-0. McTominay, an excellent challenge this time on Dan James. There's a red smoke bomb gone off near the Manchester United end, so that red smoke is drifting across the field, and Leeds playing it forward down the left-hand side. It's out for a throw.
Luke Shaw's down now. Great tackle, wasn't it, on James? Comes across with his right foot, but has he hurt himself? Another man down. Just gets there before James. Right foot, great tackle.
I beg his pardon, it was Shaw, wasn't it? Not McTominay.
Yeah, Shaw.
Luke Shaw with the challenge.
Yeah, and he stayed down.
Yeah, and he's back on his feet now. He's not receiving treatment, and he's just leaning over Luke Shaw. But it was excellent tackle on James. They've had a contest, those two, James and Shaw, the teammates at the start of this season. Dan James has become the first player since Eric Cantona to play for both of these clubs in the same season. And that was one of the famous incidents, wasn't it, in the history of these two clubs that really fueled the rivalry when Eric Cantona moved across the Pennines. Eric Cantona, as I think Howard Wilkinson called him when he first came into the English game. 1-0 to Manchester United then. Still that red smoke drifting across the Manchester United half, but Leeds going all the way back into their own territory. And also, Chris, conceding a goal, Leeds United, just really a few minutes after Robin Koch had gone off the field. They'd lost one of their tallest players, you know, a man who can be in there, and then didn't defend the set piece.
Well, I don't get, all this marking and tight and, really tight, holding on to the shirts and everything. Go and head the ball.
Here's Click in the centre circle. Leeds United fans trying to raise their team again, having gone a goal down. Ball to the right-hand side. Here's Forshaw. Little chip into the penalty area. Pogba is there, ahead of Click to get a left foot to it, and it bounces down. Back to the halfway line. Leeds United again with Ayling to Dallas, now on the right-hand side. He's brilliantly versatile, Dallas, having started at left back, now moved across to right back. Of course, can play in midfield as well, and is pretty good in all of those positions, the Northern Ireland international. Here's Harrison down the left-hand side, but Wan-Bissaka got there first, then turns, and then Wan-Bissaka trying to bring the ball away. 2 Leeds men on him, but it bounces and breaks for Manchester United, and now it's been carried forward into the centre circle by McTominay. Bruno Fernandes forced to bring it to the left-hand side. Shaw, who seems okay. Half-time only 5 or 6 minutes away, but then we will have at least 5 minutes, possibly more than that, of added time because of those stoppages for Koch's head injury. Now McTominay powerfully forward, but Forshaw went with him, and that forced McTominay to give it away. Ralph Rangnick right on the edge of the coaching area as Manchester United come forward again with Shaw, who curls the low ball right across the box. Ronaldo is there on his left foot, shoots. That's blocked by Firpo. Comes out to Sancho. Sancho into the area. Sancho to the left, shoots over the top of the crossbar and into the Leeds fans.
I've got to say, Man United should have put this game to bed. The amount of chances, the space in the right areas, the final decision. Ronaldo there for me should have pulled it back for Fernandes. Sancho there should be hitting it across the goal. There's 3 red shirts waiting across the 6-yard line. Just bad decisions have made in the final third. But you've got to say, in treacherous conditions as well, they have absolutely dominated this football match.
The rain now. I mean, just north of Leeds yesterday, it was snowing yesterday like it's raining now. It's absolutely torrential. Ball on the left-hand side with Leeds United, but it's Harry Maguire's goal that's dampened the atmosphere inside Elland Road, and it's the Manchester United fans you can hear to our right in one corner of the John Charles stand who are singing their Manchester United songs. Leeds taking possession again inside their own half. It's Dallas who carries it forward into the centre circle, leaned into by Lingard. That is a free kick. Wasn't much in that, but it was a free kick, and Leeds want to take it. I thought the ball was still rolling there for Ayling. It was. Played it to Click, but referee Tierney says, come on, you're going to have to come back and take that again. So 1-0 Manchester United lead through Harry Maguire's goal.
Well, I'll be looking to change it, mate. I know Rafinha, you say, John, he's been out of form, they're saying he's not this, but I'm sorry, but he's got to come on at half-time for me. They've shown nothing going forward. Yes, Harrison had a great chance early in the game, but apart from that, Shaw had a shot. Apart from that, they've not really troubled this Man United side, have they?
No, they haven't. That's been it. Ball played through by Stroud, looking for Click. Comes off Shaw. De Gea just outside the 6-yard box. A couple of steps and just whacks it downfield. Clears it. You can see the spray of water under the ball as De Gea launched it. Leeds come again. And then right for the ball, clipped in towards Junior Firpo on the edge of the box by Harrison. Harrison goes down, gets back up. Harrison again, little ball to the left-hand side. Junior Firpo now with the cross. Click, angles it back. Forshaw with a shot again, but he was being challenged at the time by Bruno Fernandes. He was off balance and he screwed the shot wide by 6 yards or more.
A little bit better. Firpo brings one in, doesn't it? Just a little layoff. And he's getting, as you say, there's a lot of pressure from Fernandes on him. Couldn't get his balance. Slices it wide, but Man United will be delighted the way this first half's gone. Just looking at the subs, Rafinha is warming up.
Yeah. No? Yes, he is. Yeah, there he is. 1-0 Manchester United lead. Ralph Rangnick's Manchester United. He said on Friday, and all about derby atmospheres. I've experienced Schalke against Borussia Dortmund and other matches like that in industrial Germany. As Manchester United win another free kick, that's not gone down well. Collision of bodies, centre field, but Paul Tierney felt that Ronaldo was just clipped by Click.
Yeah, just click. He clicked him. He's just caught and stood on his foot.
Yeah,
he's all right. He's got up. He's got the free kick.
Yeah, he's okay. Went down holding his ankle. Free kick is taken short. Booze because Ronaldo suddenly looks like he's fully okay again, and then Dan James is blocked by Pogba and it's a free kick to Leeds United that is taken back to Meslier. James' boot came off. He's having to put that back on. So
they don't have laces anymore.
Ayling plays it forward. Forshaw on the halfway line. McTominay back towards Lindelof. And Lindelof gets his head down that crouched way. And then Lingard claimed that he was blocked by Firpo. Free kick.
I was watching it because I thought, where's he going to pass this ball? And Lingard wanted to take off, and he just grabbed hold of him as he started to run.
It's been littered with free kicks, hasn't it, the game? Just the one goal. Harry Maguire scoring it in the 34th minute. From the corner on the right-hand side, ball played over the top. Oh, the ball has come off Llorente. Both Meslier and Llorente went for the same ball. The defender got his left foot to it, and for a moment there I thought he was going to hook it into his own net. It bounced 2 yards wide.
I think the goalkeeper shouted. The way the body language, you can see Llorente there looks at him as if to say, sorry, yes, you did. That could have proved very, very costly just before half-time.
Concede a second goal now, and so as a result of that, it is a needless corner that's been conceded by Leeds United. Manchester United corner, the only previous corner they had from that side, the right side, they scored it. They've changed the ball again. This is a number of games recently I've seen where they've had to change the ball. Crisis in air pressure. Shaw is going to take this. They've got the short option, but again, Manchester United, there's the same routine as previously with Ronaldo and Pogba and Maguire near the penalty spot, between the penalty spot and the edge of the area. 3 Leeds men in there. Shaw with a left-footed delivery. Pogba's gone down. 2 men have gone down. Maguire as well.
That's the pen now.
The ball over the top of everyone inside the area. Whether VAR will be looking at that or not, who knows? Leeds played away. Click. Up towards the halfway line, Rodrigo challenged by Harrison, challenged by Wan-Bissaka. It is a free kick.
No,
he's given it as a free kick.
He didn't even touch him.
And now they're howling for Wan-Bissaka to be booked for that.
He played the ball, John. I don't think there's any contact at all.
It happened as well in the referee's eye line of the benches, and I would imagine the coaching staff will have come up. It was just inside Leeds half.
I don't see any contact at all, and Wan-Bissaka's thinking, what have I done wrong? And we're getting the benefit. He plays the ball. I don't see any free kick in that at all, but the referee decides to give it. And as for that last corner, that's a pen for me. They're not even looking at the ball, Leeds defenders. They've got their arms around the Man United players. They're not letting them run. They're not letting them jump. That is a pen.
That's Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live. And Leeds with Ayling. Hit a long pass out towards the left-hand side. Ball bounces down. Here's Rodrigo. Click. Lovely change of feet, actually. Did well because it was a little awkward for him, but shot straight into Shaw. Manchester United break. Pogba. And actually, they could have men over here. Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes. The ball. Oh, that's overhit the pass through from the right-hand side from Jesse Lingard. Just passed it through to the goalkeeper.
It was Sancho did it. Fernandes had a pop at him, had a little go at him. Lingard's now on the left-hand side, Sancho on the right.
And Leeds now on the right-hand side with James. James takes it on, whips it in. It's gone a long way, and it's cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Wan-Bissaka. Comes out for Llorente late in the first half, in added time. Leeds United trying to come up with an equaliser. Low ball, a real skimmer into the near post that was cleared away by Lindelof, out of play. We've got 6 minutes of added time. Just had a note as well from producer Gary that says that the substitution, the Leeds substitution, was not a concussion substitution. So that's been confirmed on the Premier League info. Ball up through the middle for Leeds. And Strauch stretching. Manchester United have got it back. It's a free kick. That's a cheap one on Strauch. And it's a good position, left of centre, 30 yards out.
Yep, well, these conditions... need somebody who can hit the target, as you say. 30 yards, maybe it's a little bit more, is it? But it's worth a pop in these conditions.
Chris Waddle would have a go from here.
Yep.
In these conditions.
Not saying where it'll go, but I'd have a go.
Yes. So Ayling and Click are over the ball. Added time at the end of the first half. If Leeds got something out of this, managed to find an equaliser, however, they will have got out of a hole after what's happened in the first half. So it is a free kick, and Ayling moves away, so it is only going to be Click to take it, which he does. clips it over the top. That's headed away though for Manchester United, and it bounces down. Leeds back in possession though. James speeding back towards the halfway line and then passes it all the way back to goalkeeper Meslier, who with his left foot plays the ball right over the top of Wan-Bissaka and out of play for a throw-in on the halfway line. Many of the people in the lower sections of the Jack Charlton stand on the far side have been very shrewd. They've brought full-body cagoules. You need that today because you're not under cover there at all. Strauch chests it forward. Then Click. Forshaw in on the challenge with McTominay. McTominay gets a foot to it. Click couldn't get there. And Lindelof plays it up towards Sancho. But Firpo stepped in. Junior Firpo again through the middle. Slips it past McTominay. Now Click takes it on, shoots wildly, really wildly. It's actually gone out of play, I think, closer to the corner flag than it did to the goal. Got right underneath it and it sailed wide, and it's a goal kick to Leeds, and Manchester United are 1-0 up.
Yeah, it's not the best effort, is it? You'll not want to say that again, but Leeds have had a little spell of the last, 3-4 minutes where they're actually winning tackles, picking second balls up, which they've not done at all in the first half. Man United's dominated this game, but Leeds are just having a good spell, and they probably don't want half-time to come.
But it will be very shortly. Celtic Dundee will be getting underway at 3 o'clock. It's already finished. Dundee United 1, Rangers 1, if you haven't heard that. The England-Spain Women's International will start at 3:15 in Norwich. And Manchester United coming forward down the right-hand side. The ball is sent across the penalty area by Lingard, and it goes all the way across, down into the full-back position. Then back to Shaw, who crosses in, but that's blocked inside the penalty area. And now Click, the bearded Polish international, right-footed, straight to goal scorer Maguire on the halfway line. But Click is able to step in again inside his own half. Lovely chip from Click. And then Click has to slide in again. Shaw in with a challenge with him. And then Stuart Dallas all the way back to Ayling. 4 minutes still. A couple of minutes to play of the first half. The fact that it's not a concussion change that was made officially obviously means that there will not be an extra substitute allowed for Leeds United because of that. Lindelof, 1-2 on the halfway line. Lindelof carries it up towards the edge of the box. Now Sancho is there, chipping into the back post. Bruno Fernandes heads it in. Only 2 or 3 yards out. As simple as that. All from a surging run by Victor Lindelof. But Manchester United double their lead deep in added time at the end of the first half here at a stormy Elland Road, which has fallen silent again because it's Leeds United 0, Manchester United 2.
Well, it's a brilliant run by Lindelof. He just links up, doesn't he, with Lingard, and he just keeps running, and then he pulls it back, and it's Fernandes. It's an easy walk. He's 3 yards out. Nobody's tracking him. Everybody's ball watching. It's a lovely little cross, just stood up for him, isn't it? I mean, basically, there's no way you're going to miss that. And I've got to say, Man United have deserved it. They've been the better side. Sancho was lovely cross, beautiful. Just basically saying to Fernandes, any way you hit the target, yeah, you score. And he did.
Yeah, it's just too close. He headed it underneath Meslier, but from a distance, as I say, of only 2 or 3, 4 yards, something like that. And Meslier having to change direction, going back to his left. The Manchester United celebrations have taken quite a while, and Paul Tierney's tried to get them over the halfway line. And Bruno Fernandes, I think, is saying to Paul Tierney, I couldn't hear you saying that we needed to get on with it. But that goal coming in the 5th minute of added time at the end of the first half, and it is a heck of a long way back for Leeds United from this position, Chris Waddle.
Yeah, I mean, the conditions and whatever, but I've got to say Man United have played them well. They've used the ball ever so well. They've ran the midfield. Pogba's shown some wonderful touches today. In the front three, well, especially Ronaldo and Fernandes, they always look dangerous when they get the balls. Lingard's had a very good half as well.
Finished 0-0 last season, but the 2 matches at Old Trafford were spanking wins for Manchester United. Last season 6-2, which was an extraordinary game. And then remember, it was the first match of the season when Manchester United won by 5 goals to 1, and Bruno Fernandes scored a hat-trick. But at the other end, here's Click, edge of the area, shoots, but it's blocked. And then Pogba brilliantly wins the ball, keeps the ball, and that's it. That's the half-time whistle. And there were boos. You could hear boos around Elland Road, but it's the Manchester United songs that will be ringing out from their corner of the stadium because it has been Manchester United's half. 2-0 their lead against Leeds United. Chris
yeah,
Waddle.
fully deserved in my eyes. They've been the better side. They've used the ball better, and horrible conditions, we've got to say. Leeds, yes, the effort there and the commitment's there, but the quality, unfortunately, is not. And Man United have shown their qualities today, and that's why they're 2-0 up at half-time.
So will we see Rafinha in the second half? Will Leeds be able to do anything about this scoreline? Maguire and Fernandes scoring the goals in the latter part of the first half, and it is Leeds United 0, Manchester United 2 at half-time. And just along the gantry to my left, Steve Crossman is sitting.
Well, Chris, Leeds have got to do something at half-time, because in these conditions, with that scoreline, they are miles behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to say now, put Rafinha on, he'll get you free kicks, he'll draw free kicks because he runs with the ball. It's not easy to play in today. You know, the way to pass, you've got to really think about it. Some of us have seen when they've tried to hit a pit pace on it, it's run away. Some have been short, they've rolled slow. You know, it's horrendous conditions, the wind as well, which we're not feeling up here, which is down on the pitch. But Man United have just dealt with it so much better than Leeds United. Leeds United have, yes, they caught it with the crowd, the atmosphere, they've given the effort, you cannot fault that. But when you're talking about put your foot on the ball and use it and try and make things happen, they just haven't done that.
Bruno Fernandes, just before half-time then, when he got the second, got a little ticking off from the referee, Paul Tierney, for gesturing to the Leeds fans, and he then turned back to the Leeds fans and tried to sort of give them a sorry gesture, but obviously they didn't react well to that either. I saw Luke Shaw do the same thing on the first goal, have a little wave to the Leeds fans, but that at the moment is as excited, if you like, as the Leeds fans are getting, because those two goals have just killed it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, listen, you like to have a little bit of banter with the fans, especially when you play away from home. You know you're going to get it, and sometimes when you go 1 up and 2 up, you can have a little bit of fun with them. But they don't take it very well, I've got to say. But yeah, listen, Man United have been totally controlled there. I mean, everywhere they've been, Paul Pogba showed some unbelievable touches in these conditions. You know, he's played around foreshore, he's played off him, and he's absolutely ran the game a lot for Man United. Fernandes always looks a threat. Ronaldo's been very quiet, I've got to say. He should have scored from the cross from Pogba. But defensively, they look comfortable, Man United. All over the park, they just look more comfortable, more organised, they look more confident. Leeds are giving them what they've got, but sometimes you've got to think, settle down, enjoy the ball. And Leeds don't seem to want to do that. It's all about 100 mile an hour, and they're playing in Man United's hands, to be honest.
Not helped when it comes to trying to settle down with the fact that they've now got at least 3 players not playing in their preferred position after Robin Koch went off injured. We're getting a lot of messages about that, actually, to 85058 and at 5Live Sport. Matt says it's insane how far behind the times football is when it comes to head injuries. Koch should never have been allowed back on the pitch, take the decision out of the team's hands. Mark says absolutely ludicrous letting Koch play on. The lad can hardly even stand up now. Now, as John was telling us, it's officially not a concussion substitute. However, sometimes you just need to look at somebody, don't you? I mean, it instinctively felt wrong watching that.
Well, I don't believe it. It's not a concussion. If it's nothing to do with his head, why is he wearing a bandage? So I don't get that. So if it's not a concussion or a head injury, why is he wearing a bandage? It's not the fashion. So I don't believe that. I think it's easy to come off and say that, and then people in the media, oh, right, it wasn't a concussion. It's obviously a concussion. You can see the lad when he was sat down, he didn't feel it, he didn't look right. That is definitely a head injury. Now, the rules have changed, and I totally agree with the people who have been texting in. He should have been took off there and then. As soon as he had to come off and put a bandage on your head, there's something not right. Now, that is where he should have come off.
Yeah, I mean, we're not medical experts, we're only seeing what we've witnessed there, but the second time, when he sat down and he put his thumb and his forefinger up to his forehead, that to me suggested that he looked groggy.
I wonder, I will talk much more about this during half-time as well, I think, but I wonder if part of the discussion here, Chris, needs to be whether or not it is acceptable that these decisions are made as quickly as they are. Because like John says, we're not medical experts. Certainly know enough to say that, you know, a concussion could come on in a second, or it could take longer to come on, which it feels like is what we've just witnessed.
Listen, the player knows. The player knows if it's a head injury or not. I had it at Marseille once. I played against AC Milan and they knocked me all over the place. And I finished the game and I ran around for an hour with smelling salts in my hand. and I finished the game, and about an hour later I basically fainted, and I was in hospital for 9 days. So, then they knew I had a head injury, but the rules have changed now. The players should say, look, my head is hurt. It's not rocket science. Why is he wearing a bandage if it's not hurt? He should have said, hey, everybody wants to play because you want to play. But if it's a head injury like that should have been dealt with so quickly off.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many difficulties around this. One, it's the Leeds United medical staff in this circumstance who are examining him, so that brings in its own complications. And also, as I say, I think this is one be interested to get people's thoughts. 85458 at 5 Live Sport. Are these decisions being made too quickly? Does there need to be a longer amount of time taken rather than just, well, this player is not showing signs of concussion at this early stage, therefore they're allowed to go back on the football pitch? I have a feeling that'll be one for 606 later as well with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. They'll be with us after we're done at Molineux with our second commentary game, which is Wolves versus Leicester. We'll speak to Chris shortly here at Ellen Road. Mountain to climb for Leeds United, who trail Manchester United by 2-0. More after the news with Alison Hughes.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Buckingham Palace says the Queen is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms after testing positive for COVID. The statement says the Queen, who's 95, expects to continue light duties at Windsor in the coming week. Professor Paul Hunter is from the University of East Anglia.
Often, even people who develop severe symptoms eventually start off mild. So I think any person of that age will need to be monitored fairly carefully. And also, I think, given antivirals, we do know that if you give antivirals early on in an illness, you can substantially reduce the risk of severe disease.
The remaining COVID rules in England will soon be lifted, with Boris Johnson expected to say tomorrow that it's time to shift the balance from legally enforced restrictions towards personal responsibility. Within days, people with the virus in England will no longer be forced by law to isolate, although it will still be encouraged. The Russian President Vladimir Putin and his ally, the Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko, have extended their joint military drills in Belarus, which were due to end today. The move will add to fears that Russia is planning an invasion of Ukraine, which shares a long border with Belarus. Here's our Eastern Europe correspondent, Sarah Rainsford.
After insisting all along that Russian troops would leave Belarus once these exercises were over, it's now clear they'll stay indefinitely. It's another strong signal that Moscow is not prepared to blink in this increasingly tense standoff with the West, even as the US and Britain in particular warn of dire sanctions in the event of any invasion.
3 teenagers have been arrested on suspicion of murder after a 28-year-old man was stabbed to death in Burnthoak in northwest London on Friday. The 16, 18 and 19-year-olds are being questioned about the killing of Mahmoud Mohammed Mahdi. The Met Office has issued an amber weather warning for Northern Ireland. Storm Franklin is due to hit the UK while work continues to repair the damage caused by Storm Eunice on Friday. Tens of thousands of homes are still without power. A yellow weather warning is in force in the northwest of England because of heavy rain. 2 severe flood warnings are in place for parts of South Manchester, around Didsbury and Northern.
People have an idea of what hip-hop is. I'm trying to convert you.
Romesh Ranganathan.
Consider this like the hip-hop lounge. You open the door, you're slightly nervous, but I say, hey, come and sit down. I'll play a few tunes. I've got a lovely array of vegan snacks. And we'll take a little deep dive into the world that I like to call hip-hop. Well, that's what everyone calls it, not just me.
You can do it, put your back into it. Romesh Ranganathan, for the love of hip-hop.
Here to play you my favourite hip-hop of all time. How's that, Trevor?
Yeah, that was real.
This guy.
Passion, energy. Let Romesh bring the energy.
Listen now on the BBC Sounds app.
This is 5 Live Sport with Steve Crossman.
The rain continues to hammer down at Ellen Road. You could just see at the end of the first half that it was really starting to have an impact on the way the ball was moving across the surface. It's only going to get worse. Leeds United fans will be desperately hoping it doesn't get worse for them. It's already really bad. Leeds 0, Manchester United 2. Second half commentary on the way. After that, we'll take you to the Midlands for Wolves versus Leicester, our second commentary of the day at 4:30. Your commentator for that one, Conor McNamara.
Hello, Steve. Yeah, Wolves have arguably been the surprise package of this season, haven't they? They started this weekend in 7th place in the table. Tottenham's win against Manchester City saw them leapfrogged yesterday, but they can finish the weekend back up in 7th if they are to win here. Wolves, who began the weekend only 6 points off the top 4, and they've 2 games in hand on 4th place Manchester United. So it's been exciting times, and this is where it all began for the Wolves manager Bruno Lage in terms of this job. I remember being at his first game in charge back in August. It was Wolves against Leicester at the King Power. I remember we didn't know much about him that day. There was much discussion about how to correctly pronounce his name. He lost that first game. He ended up losing 4 of his opening 5 Premier League matches, and I think absolutely there were doubts if this idea of continuing the Portuguese connection from Nuno Espirito Santo's regime was the correct option for Wolves, but boy hasn't it worked out really well for them. And then in contrast, you've got under pressure Leicester. I saw today that Brendan Rodgers is the current favourite to be the next Premier League manager sacked. He's 5-4 on in terms of the odds of the bookmakers. This is the guy who won the FA Cup and the Community Shield within the last year. So a big game this. We were at Leicester last week when they conceded that late equaliser, and they remain very vulnerable in terms of their defence. This could be a good game to watch today.
Yeah, vulnerable is right. I've just got a stat in front of me, Connor, about the game here at Ellen Road. This is the first time this season Manchester United have scored from a corner. 139th time lucky. When it comes to defending set pieces, Leicester have got a little bit of work to do, haven't they?
Yeah, Manchester United haven't been able to score from corners. Leicester have not been able to defend them. They have conceded more goals from corners this season than any other Premier League team. Brendan Rodgers has tried all the different options. He's gone man marking, he's gone zonal, he's trying everything. But at the end of the day, it's personnel. Johnny Evans hasn't played since mid-December. He's not going to be back till April. They haven't had Wesley Fofana all season, though he is due back. The likes of Bertrand, Justin, Pereira, just too many defenders all injured at the same time. He's had to play midfielders in defence, and at the end of the day, you know, you can have any system you want. If the players are not going to put their head in danger, going to make that leap and win the ball, well, then you're going to concede at corners, and that is what has consistently happened. The only thing I would add to that as well, though, Steve, is it's not just this season. Last season, although they were playing better and winning more games and scoring more goals, they still conceded a hell of a lot of goals from corners. So it has been a long reign problem for Leicester.
Thank you very much, Conor McNamara. We'll have Clinton Morrison with him for commentary. We'll start the build-up to that game round about 4 o'clock. It's a 4:30 kick-off. Shortly, England take on Spain in their second game of the Arnold Clark Cup at Carrow Road. Kicks off in 10 minutes. You can listen on 5 Live Sports Extra. England head coach Sarina Wiegman has made 9 changes to the side, which drew 1-1 with the Olympic champions Canada on Thursday. So only Rachel Daly and Alex Greenwood keep their places. Lucy Bronze, Ellen White, Jill Scott amongst those coming into the side. Let's speak to former England keeper Siobhan Chamberlain, who'll be one half of the commentary team on Sports Extra. Afternoon, Siobhan.
Good afternoon, Steve.
She promised, didn't she, Sarina Wiegman, that she'd rotate, and she's delivered.
She did say she'd make changes, and she's definitely made a lot of them today. It'll be really interesting how the team can gel so quickly against a really tough opposition. Spain have made 5 changes themselves, but that fabulous trio in the central of midfield is still remaining. And yeah, as I said, it'll be a really tough ask for England today.
I'm sure there'll be some memories flooding back for you when you hear that Hannah Hampton, the goalkeeper, is making her senior debut for England.
Yeah, most definitely. She's a real talent coming through. She's got no fear as well. I think she'll come into this game with so much confidence, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. Goalkeepers need that little bit of added arrogance that gets them to that top level, and I think she's got that. And it'll be really exciting for her to make her debut today in front of a big crowd here at Carrow Road, and also against one of the top nations.
With one of the top players, the Ballon d'Or winner Alexia Putellas.
Yeah, she's brilliant, isn't she? She scored a fantastic goal in their opening game against Germany, but typical Spain couldn't manage to get the game over the line. They dominated possession, they were fantastic on the ball, but a dogged German defensive performance, and you know what you're going to get from Germany. They're organised and they're relentless, and they got that late goal, so they'll be frustrated by that, and they'll be wanting to put things right against England today.
Thank you very much. That's Siobhan Chamberlain. Beijing Winter Olympics are over following the closing ceremony this lunchtime. On the final day, Great Britain's women's curling team won gold. They beat Japan 10-3, so GB finished the games with 1 gold and 1 silver medal. Amir Khan says he's considering retiring following last night's knockout defeat to Kell Brook. Khan stopped in the 6th round for the 6th defeat of his career. We'll have reaction to the fight in the 5 Live Boxing podcast with Steve Bunce. That will be available tomorrow. Manchester City say they are shocked and appalled at abuse that was aimed at midfielder Phil Foden and members of his family backstage at the fight. A video on social media appears to show a confrontation between members of the public and a group which included Foden and his family. And Newcastle Falcons take on Exeter Chiefs in Rugby Union's Gallagher Premiership this afternoon. That game is just getting underway. We will keep you updated with what's happening in the game between Celtic and Dundee this afternoon. Remember that Rangers drew 1-1 at Dundee United, and that means that Celtic have the opportunity to move 3 points clear at the top. That's what they will do if they win their game this afternoon. The Leeds players are out. No sign, I was about to say no sign of those from Manchester United. They are just about to appear. Let's rejoin your commentary team. Chris Waddle and John Murray. Changes.
Yeah, changes. 2 more changes for Leeds. And it is Rafinha who's coming on, but also young Joe Gelhardt as well, the 19-year-old who they've got really high hopes for here. So these are changes number 2 and 3. So Joe Gelhardt gets a big cheer, and Jack Harrison also making way. So it is Jack Harrison off, and Diego Llorente is coming off as well. So that's another little reshuffle for Leeds. So this is their second major reshuffle of the match. So Koch had to go off in the first half, injured, and now Llorente and Harrison have gone, and Rafinha and Joe Gelhardt have come on. I mean, that is a positive change, Chris Waddle.
Well, Gelhardt scored a lot in the 23 in the reserve league. He scored a lot of goals, hasn't he, in the appearances he's made. So obviously he's popular, that's why the fans cheered. He's on the ball now.
Here he is, Joe Gelhardt, the number 30, advancing to the edge of the area. Square to click, shot deflected, but took it wider of the goal and behind. And it's a Leeds United corner. This is Leeds' first corner of the game. The other thing to mention here, it has been absolutely pouring down throughout half-time and the latter part of the first half, and there is now a lot of water on the pitch. You can't see it with the eye, but as the players run, it's splashing up all over the place. Here's the corner then, taken by Rafinha, headed across the Manchester United box by Pogba, and Manchester United clear it away downfield, and it's played back by Dallas to goalkeeper Meslier, who rather slices that one over the top through the middle. The rain, it's still raining, but it has now eased, and the offside flag is up against Leeds, and it's a free kick to Manchester United inside their own half. So Leeds have got Strauch and Ayling in central defence, Junior Firpo at left back, and Dallas at right back. Forshaw and Click are in the middle, and then Dan James is on the left-hand side, Rodrigo in the middle, Rafinha on the right, and Joe Gelhardt is actually playing as the furthest forward through the middle. The 19-year-old who was signed from Wigan, he's a Merseysider from Liverpool, and he grew up as a Liverpool fan, now playing against Manchester United. 2-0 Manchester United lead, and here they are on the edge of the penalty area. It's poked to Sancho on the right, low shot,
offside,
and the offside flag is up anyway, but it was stopped by Meslier.
Yeah, Lingard was offside as the ball comes from Ronaldo. I mean, I don't know why the linesman don't fly. I know they've been told to keep it down to the incident, the accident, whatever happens, let's see what happens, but sometimes just stick it up, it's so obvious.
That's Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live. 62 caps for England, World Cup player, of course. Manchester United, their captain and World Cup player, comes across from the right and clears the ball out of play. Salford leading Toulouse by 4 points to 0. That is in the afternoon's only match in the Super League. So Leeds United 0, Manchester United 2. Is the water becoming an issue, Chris, do you think, yet?
Yeah, it's still, listen, for all it's brightened up a little bit with the floodlights being on and whatever, you can see the way the ball's packed. At the minute, it's definitely playable, but there's a lot of water.
Leeds have to score the next goal, and James turns the ball across the penalty area, but Gelhardt couldn't get there, and the water's splashing around all over the place as Wan-Bissaka is challenged by Rodrigo. He slides in, there's water all over the place, and the free kick is given for the challenge. So free kick to Manchester United. Leeds United fans trying to raise their team now.
Well, it's given them a lift. They've had a bright start in the second half, haven't they? They've had a couple of attacks where they've just unfortunately not been able to get on the end of a cross on that one. So yes, the fans are. Listen, Man United get the next goal, and we will say the atmosphere had completely changed.
It's going to be very interesting, isn't it, to see how Rafinha reacts on the right-hand side, the top scorer, after being left out of the starting lineup for the match against Manchester United. Here is Click on the right-hand side. They're claiming he was being fouled by Maguire. And no free kick given by referee Tierney. Pogba runs it away. No changes at all for Manchester United yet. Pogba now takes the ball on, plays it to the right-hand side. Sancho is there, took a deflection out of play off Junior Firpo for a throw-in for the visitors. So Manchester United with De Gea in goal. The back four today of Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. Almost the old firm. Varane is among the substitutes. Then McTominay, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba, Sancho, Jesse Lingard and Cristiano Ronaldo. The goals have been scored by Maguire and Bruno Fernandes. And Manchester United again with the ball on the right-hand side. Ronaldo collects it inside the area. He's challenged by Rafinha, who takes the ball away from Ronaldo, slips it round one side of him. Leeds trying to play their way out, and they have been successful in doing that. Rafinha, they love that, the home supporters. Rafinha taking on and beating Ronaldo of all people, and now Leeds over the halfway line on the left-hand side. Click tried to pass the ball forward, but on this wet surface it was caught up in the water.
Johnny doesn't need to play it. Daniel James is running Wan-Bissaka up. He's running him up. He's got space to run into. Keep carrying it. Don't need to play it.
And then Luke Shaw with a challenge on Dallas. Took him out around the hip. And it is a free kick to Leeds from the right-hand side. Latest scores in the two rugby union matches this afternoon. Dragons 0, Ulster 12. And still 0-0 between Newcastle and Exeter in the Premiership. Good afternoon for rugby here. It continues, the rain to fall from the West Yorkshire heavens. This free kick is taken short by Leeds. Manchester United 2-0 up, ball to the edge of the area, but it bounces away from Ayling. And now Manchester United with Pogba. Pogba hits it downfield, it holds up in the water. Ronaldo is onto this in the area on the right. Ronaldo, Meslier comes out and makes a really good blocking save. He had a lot to do there. There was the offside. And the offside flag is
Why don't you stick the flag up? He's ran 40 yards.
So
who made that rule up? Honestly, I'd love to meet them.
Yeah, it continues to befuddle us, particularly when there is a distance. Gelhardt heading the ball on, Click into the area, shoots across goal, but screwed it well wide. The angle was tight there, but promising from Leeds.
Yeah, it was. It got the crowd going. Click's got in some great positions today. Just his final ball or final shot on goal just hasn't happened for him, but he's very good from breaking from that midfield and running on beyond the centre halves.
Have you seen much of Joe Gelhardt yet?
No, I just looked at his stats and very impressive. He looks a good player. I mean, we've only seen him 10 minutes or whatever the second half. He's been very lively since he came on.
Yeah, he's sort of big-shouldered, isn't he? Barrel-chested. This teenager who has scored in the Premier League this season. Scored it at Chelsea in the 3-2 defeat. But he's brought promise. He's a big favourite. And here now Rodrigo down the left-hand side. Scored! He swung it in from the left. And David De Gea. It was over the top of him before he knew. It swirled in. He's misjudged it, the Manchester United goalkeeper. It's a freakish goal, but it's got Leeds back into this. Rodrigo the scorer. Leeds 1, Manchester United 2.
Well, you can see Rafinha coming in at the far post, and he's obviously thought, I'm going to put it in early. He's not really he's looking at Rafinha, he's mishit it. It's a cross, without a shadow of a doubt. When he gets asked about it, I hope he says it's a cross. But that's De Gea for me, not moved his feet quick enough. Should have got hold of the ball there, and here they go again.
Here they go again. Manchester United felt that they should have had a free kick on the halfway line, but Manchester United played out. Bruno Fernandes is caught in possession now. The place has changed. Into the box with James. James, low ball in. It's in! It's slid in by Rafinha. He's onto the field, the substitute, and they've made it 2-2. United are furious. They feel they should have had a free kick on the halfway line for a challenge on Sancho. They feel they should have had a free kick in the centre of the field for a challenge on Bruno Fernandes. Cristiano Ronaldo has been yellow carded for his protests, but it is 2-2.
I've got to say this about the VAR. Fernandes, Forshaw steams in on him. Now they're looking at it, and I think he's going to get a free kick. So I think his goal is going to be disallowed. So it's a great ball in, and Rafinha's there to tap it in, and he's run away. I think they may get a free kick, Man United.
Do you think so, Chris? Or is Forshaw comes in and knocks the ball away?
Modern day, years ago, that would have been a great challenge. I'm not sure today. It's at Leeds, yes, but it's going to be a close call, this.
It's right in the middle. Forshaw comes in, and, Paul Tierney has seen that. He's allowed that to go. They've had a look at it now. The question is that a clear and obvious error by the referee? And I must say, watching it there, we've been able to see it several times. Is there enough in that? Is there enough in that?
Oh.
No, there isn't. VAR say the goal stands, and it's 2-2. And I must say, Chris, I think that's the right decision.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, when to see it on the angles we saw it. First Fernandes goes down, and you think it's a free kick. He plays on. That James does ever so well. Just gets half a yard, left foot, hard and low across the 6-yard line. But 4 yards out, Rafinha does what he's supposed to do, beat the far post. And it's a simple tap in. What a start the second half.
So, goals in the 53rd and the 54th minutes. Amazing, this game, Chris. Well, the place, the noise here. What an occasion it is now. It had gone as flat as the proverbial pancake just before half-time when Manchester United opened up a 2-goal lead through Maguire and Bruno Fernandes. But the cheers first when Rodrigo scored that free goal, really, with a cross from the left-hand side. And then Rafinha, who'd been on the pitch for less than 10 minutes after coming on as a substitute, but Dan James did so well on the left-hand side to set it up, and Rafinha sliding in to force it over the line to make it 2-2. We're going to go to the Celtic match in a moment or two, but Manchester United have got a free kick on the left-hand side. It's delivered in and headed away near the penalty spot by Junior Firpo, and then Leeds play it downfield, but Manchester United have got it back again. What a shock that's been for Ralph Rangnick's team. And Manchester United, David De Gea passes it out. Wan-Bissaka with water splashing all around his feet as he runs it away from Gelhardt, plays it infield, but the ball is caught up in the water again. It is an issue. Gelhardt now over the halfway line. The pitch, almost all over it seems, has a lot of water on the surface. You can't see puddles as Junior Firpo plays it forward to Click on the left-hand side, but the offside flag is up. So let's see how things are shaping up between Celtic and Dundee after Dundee United and Rangers threw 1-1 in the lunchtime kick-off. Gavin Wallace is in Glasgow.
20 minutes on the clock, Celtic 0, Dundee 0, and it's more or less all Celtic at the moment. Just a couple of minutes ago, Jota had a ball onto the head of Hatate, but it went straight into the arms of Lola. Jota, though, having some great time down this right-hand side, but nothing really coming of it at the moment. It's all Celtic, though. Celtic 0, Dundee 0.
Marching on together. It's almost deafening inside Elland Road, where the score is now Leeds United 2, Manchester United 2, and Wan-Bissaka is away down the right-hand side. I mean, the absolute transformation could not be starker as Bruno Fernandes takes it on and clips Junior Firpo, and it's a free kick to Leeds deep inside their own territory. So 2-2 the score. I keep saying these are rugby league conditions on the M62 corridor. What about the actual rugby league conditions on the M62 corridor? Dave Woods.
Just as bad in Salford, John, but Salford are leading here against Toulouse, who are not on the M62, by 14 points to 0. Kenny Seo with a couple of tries. We've also seen Ryan Briley on his home debut. Toulouse were dreadful last week in defeat against Huddersfield. They've not started well here. Salford 14, Toulouse 0.
Next, an update from Carroll Road on the England-Spain international, Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, 6 minutes played here, John. It's still England 0, Spain 0, playing in driving rain and a howling wind. Both sets of players just settling down. As we mentioned, 9 changes made to this England team. playing against possibly the favourites for the Euros against Spain. 0-0, John.
And you can hear that on Sports Extra right now on your digital radio or via BBC Sounds. Manchester United breaking away with McTominay. The challengers coming in, buffeting him one side, then the other. Down he goes. Free kick, Manchester United.
What a game this is, wasn't it? I've got to say, I couldn't see Man United conceding 2 goals the way he puts his players in. He's got a better shape now, Bielsa, to the side. Rafinha on the right, Dan James on the left, Gale up front. They've got a better balance now. Klic can run from midfield and join in.
Here's Harry Maguire carrying the ball forward. Harry Maguire scoring for a corner from Manchester United in the first half, which is such a rarity. Pogba now to the left-hand side. The challenge comes in on Sancho, though, and Leeds are able to clear it away. Bruno Fernando, Luke Shaw is adjudged to have nudged over Rafinha, and it's a free kick to Leeds, 10 yards inside their own half. That goal, that Maguire goal in the first half, the first goal from a corner Manchester United have scored since the April of last year against Burnley. So clearly the first time this season they've scored from a corner. I suppose it had to come eventually. However, that seems like a long time ago now. Maguire passing the ball forward. It bounces off Struijk, bounces back for Manchester United. But Leeds revitalised. Leeds United with Forshaw running the ball from the halfway line, passing it to Gerrard into the area, low shot, but De Gea is able to go down to his right and smother the ball.
Well, Leeds have upped the tempo, 2-0 down, nothing to lose, got themselves back in the game, and they've kept the tempo. They've got a better shape to them, better balance, and they're dominating the game. Now, Man United have got to raise it. I wouldn't be surprised. If it was me, I'd be getting Rashford ready to go on. They need to change it, Man United.
2-2. Ralph Rangnick seeing Manchester United concede 2 goals in a match for only the second time under him. The only other time was the 2-2 draw against Aston Villa when Villa came back against Manchester United. And now Struijk putting in a challenge on Bruno Fernandes. Free kick, yellow card.
Yellow card as well. You have to take him. Fernandes uses his body ever so well. He can't get out of the way, can he? He's just run across him. Fernandes straight on the floor.
So free kick to the right of centre of the Leeds United half. Just peering out from the gantry here. Looks as though Manchester United are going to make a change. I think that might be Elanga who's being prepared down there. Free kick. Lots of Leeds United scarves being twirled in the stand behind the goal at the Norman Hunter end. Manchester United to take this free kick. Bruno Fernandes curls it in. A stretch and away by Dallas. Cleared further away by Klic on the edge of the box. And then a slip, and that's let Manchester United in again. That looked like a foul on Sancho on the edge of the penalty area. He goes sprawling. No free kick given. And Leeds with Gerrard running away to the halfway line, but he loses out to Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United come again down the left-hand side. And Sancho rides the challenge, does really well. Tried to play it back to Pogba on the edge of the penalty area, but passed it straight to Klic. And now Shaw with a deep cross right across the penalty area that Ronaldo won't reach, much to the amusement and joy for the Leeds United fans.
Fred coming on as well.
Fred and Elanga, so no Rashford yet.
Well, it's either Lingard or Sancho to come off. I'd be interested to see what the midfield is. Was it both Lingard and Sancho?
I mean, that's an interesting call in itself, isn't it? In this position, with Manchester United having been pegged back here by Leeds United, and Ralph Rangnick is turning not to Marcus Rashford, but he's turning to young Anthony Elanga, the 19-year-old. He certainly has faith in him. Leeds United trying to get in front for the first time in this match. Who'd have thought that at half-time? But Manchester United win it back. But Dan James does well, tracking back. He claimed he was fouled by Lingard. No free kick. Right decision. Lingard plays it into the near post, but that's controlled and cleared away into the stands, into the Manchester United fans, actually, to the far side of the tunnel by Ayling. Not going to see the double change yet for Manchester United. McTominay now crossing. That was in at like chest height, but he hit it at pace. And he was quite relieved, Meslier, to catch that into his chest and hold it.
A lot of pace on it from McTominay, wasn't it? Crossed straight into his chest, but This is a very even game now. Man United just starting to get themselves back into it after a terrible start the second half.
So it is 2-2, and I think when we get to the end of this season and you're talking about some of the most memorable periods of play, I think that minute or so when Leeds scored those 2 goals, I think we'll look back on that, Chris, as being one of the most, shall we say, invigorating little spells of the season. Lindelof now carrying the ball forward to Ronaldo. Little flick from him. Sancho's in. Left foot shot. He's put it wide. Via a deflection. It's a corner, Manchester United.
Brilliant. Lindelof again. He did it first half and they scored from it, didn't they? And Ronaldo this time into his feet. Real clever back heel. Little back heel. Sancho with me. Hit it earlier. It's a good defensive tackle and it's a corner.
It felt like a minute between the 2 Leeds goals. It was 59 seconds. In actual fact, 24 seconds of football after the goal, the restart and the next goal. 2 goals in 24 seconds of play. But it is a corner to Manchester United, who have steadied themselves, still waiting to make that double change. So Manchester United corner from the left-hand side. Again, players grouping near the penalty spot. Surely having scored 1 goal for a corner for the first time this season. They're not going to score another, are they? Luke Shaw waits to take this, bends down, ties a lace, might be a signal. Shaw, left-footed delivery to the near post, which is headed up and away by Rafinha. Rodrigo on the edge of the box, he was challenged. Ayling plays it away. Leeds break for it again with Rafinha, but Sancho wins the ball back from Rafinha. So Manchester United have it inside their own half. Lindelof plays it square. Bruno Fernandes now hits it with the water spinning off the surface as he does so. Leeds, though, are able to clear it away. Dallas got a touch. Now centrally with Rodrigo. Challenge comes in from McTominay. Forshaw plays it over the top. The water might hold that up as Junior Firpo gets there, but Wan-Bissaka is also in. And then Wan-Bissaka with a second challenge on Gelhardt. And the ball's out of play for a throw-in to Leeds United. What's happening at Celtic Park, Gavin Wallace?
John, it's been a goal for Dundee, completely against the run of play. It was a Paul McMillan corner. Danny Mullen, for his 5th goal of the season in the league, was at the back post to slot it by Joe Hart. Celtic 0, Dundee 1.
The boos you might have been able to hear were from here at Elland Road. Boos for Paul Pogba, booed off the field. Fred comes on for him. And it's Jesse Lingard who's off after his first Premier League start of the season. A little exchange with Ralph Rangnick. Friendly exchange, just a clap of hands. So he's off and Elanga is on. Here's Click, 2-2 the score, 5 live from the BBC Sounds as well. And Wan-Bissaka sliding the ball out of play for a throw-in to Leeds down the left. How do you think Lingard did, Chris Waddle, today?
Well, look at the conditions as well. Let's look at that first. It's not easy to play out there today. I thought he did all right. He looked sharp. He had some first off some good touches. I thought Paul Pogba was excellent today. I can't believe he's took him off.
Yeah, it is a curious one. And I think actually the reaction from the Leeds fans told you everything. Because, you know, the boos, I think truly they were pleased to see the back of him.
Nil-in booked.
So Luke Ayling picks up a yellow card for a foul centre field. Stop that latest Manchester United attack. Leeds United 2, Manchester United 2. And Lindelof now plays the ball forward towards Elanga into the action for the first time. The young Swedish under-21 international, Anthony Elanga. Back to Maguire on the halfway line. Lindelof. Again to the other Manchester United central defender. Maguire then plays it down the left to Sancho. Fred makes a run out towards the left-hand side. Fred. Shaw's arriving inside the penalty area. Lovely. He's beaten 2 men inside the box. A little touch took it away from the Manchester United left back though, and then Leeds clear, although the ball has not yet bounced out of play, but it does now. Stuart Dallas with a challenge, takes a quick throw in. And what we've seen actually, Chris Waddle, in the second half, that's given away. Poor pass from the back by Ayling, but then Forshaw slides in on McTominay, centre field. Ball lifted into the path of Wan-Bissaka. Heavy touch from him in amongst all that water. And then a follow-up challenge for Leeds from Forshaw. And then a challenge from Junior Firpo. And Elanga is left on the ground. That's no free kick. It's a good challenge, says referee Tierney. Gallagher now down the left. Junior Firpo continuing. Junior Firpo with a cross diving header, completely missed by Gallagher. By Dan James in the middle. What an opportunity that was. But he was having to readjust. He might have got a little deflection on it, but what a chance.
He's got hit the target. He's not headed it. It's come up the save. It's glanced it. He's not put his head on it. If he heads it, that could have been 3-2. What a chance.
Dan James, obviously not one of football's natural headers, but that was a chance. 7-8 yards out. And now Fred plays it to Sancho inside the Leeds box. Fred takes it up. Oh, Fred scores from the angle. He's whipped it in. That is a super finish from a really tight angle. And Fred has turned this match back in Manchester United's favour. Leeds 2, Manchester United 3 now.
What a class goal that was. Brilliant move by Man United. Look, 1 minute you think Leeds are going to take the lead. Within, 10-15 seconds they're up to the end of the pitch. And all of a sudden, Fred, what a strike. Sancho, a lovely little layoff. Leeds give it away in the halfway lane. Fernandez heavily involved. Ronaldo, little flick. Fred gives it to Sancho, runs round the back of him, and what a strike. What a strike.
Now there's the Manchester United celebrations were going on near the visiting fans, the Manchester United fans, in between the Norman Hunter stand and this John Charles stand, and a Manchester United player has reacted as though he's been hit by something. Now the United players were all involved. There are stewards there as well, yellow jackets, orange jackets, and the Manchester United player, I think it's Elanga, who it looks like he's been hit by something, possibly on his head. The medical people are on there and he's being examined, but I think he's okay. But it's yet another incident where things have been thrown on. It might actually have been the smoke bomb, the smoke bomb from the Manchester United end that hit it.
I don't know. It might have been a coin. I didn't really say anything, so it might be a coin or...
Well, it'll be interesting to see the pictures, if the pictures actually show us what hit Anthony Elanga there. But
don't take anything away from the goal, John.
Absolutely not.
Great move, great strike by Fred as well. Fantastic goal.
So Leeds have to come from behind again, but that's what they're doing. Gallard into the area, beat Maguire, but Shaw was there as the second line of defence inside the penalty area, and Luke Shaw will clear it away. Well, this is quite a test of Ralph Rangnick's Manchester United again, but that's great work by Sancho. Inside his own half, he's beaten two men. Now suddenly he's up to the edge of the penalty area. Sancho lays it across. Oh, and that's a poor finish from Elanga on his left foot. 8-10 yards out and just passed it straight at Meslier.
Jadon Sancho, what a fantastic run from his own half. Carries it all the way to the 18-yard box. Rolls the ball to Elanga to say, look, go and put that in the goal. And what a poor effort that was.
Leeds come again, end-to-end stuff in the West Yorkshire rain. Dan James now in the full-back position, walks it into the area and then gets that all wrong, sliced it behind. It's a goal kick. And now would be a good time, I think, when it's a goal kick. Conor McNamara to get the team news from you at Molineux.
Yes, Wolves against Leicester. One change for Wolves in their win over Spurs. João Moutinho is back in the midfield in place of Kundal. Wolves fans will be delighted to see their player of the year from last season, Pedro Neto, on the bench. He's hoping to come on for his first appearance of this campaign. And Leicester make three changes from their draw at home to West Ham last Sunday. Thomas in at left back, Albrighton and Lookman start on the flanks.
Thanks, Conor. I hope Clinton's got his blankets from Leicester at Molineux for this afternoon on a day like this, with Manchester United leading now by 3-2. Commentary with Conor McNamara and Clinton Morrison live from Molineux from 4:30. What's happening in Glasgow, Gavin Wallace?
Well, it's another goal, John. One each now. Celtic have managed to pull one back from a corner on the 34th minute. It was Giakoumakis with his third league goal of the season. Starfelt got a head on from the corner, and it was some good acrobatics actually from the striker to put it well beyond Lawler in goal. Celtic 1, Dundee 1.
And Salford in charge in the Super League, Dave Woods.
Very much so. 6 minutes to the half time. It's Salford 20, Toulouse 0. Mark Sneyd on his home debut with a wonderful individual effort from close range. He's kicked the goal as well, and Salford leads a hapless Toulouse by 20 points to 0.
Leeds United 2, Manchester United 3, And we've got almost 20 minutes left to play. Leeds win a free kick on the halfway line. What a second half it's been, Chris.
Brilliant. I mean, great start with the 2 goals for Leeds in that minute, and then obviously Man United responded, got the composure back, and what a third goal they've scored.
Yeah, Fred, remember him famously scoring the first goal under Ralph Rangnick. Well, that was a super finish as well. Junior Firpo, though, playing it in. Click, chance! Low shot saved by De Gea down to his right. Between the penalty spot and the edge of the area, it was set up beautifully for him, but Chris...
Yeah, he's done ever so well. Them runs are great by Click. He just goes past the midfield and into the centre-halves. And you've got to say, you've got Fred and McTominay on here. One of them have got to track him. You can't let him keep doing this.
This has been much more like the Mateusz Click of last season. And actually, this second half performance, as Leeds win a free kick, this time it's a foul by Bruno Fernandes on Forshaw, who just gives him a little nudge with his shoulder, Forshaw, as he runs past Bruno Fernandes, who wasn't expecting that. He had a little glare over his shoulder at Forshaw as the ball is played back to goalkeeper Meslier. This performance, second half, this is like the Leeds United of last season.
Yes, the tempo. I mean, the occasion, they've really been up. The fans have been magnificent, haven't they, for them? So, you know, they've really charged them up, and it just shows you, yeah, they go again, Man United.
Dallas has given it away to Sancho. Now Bruno Fernandes, 30 yards out. Bruno Fernandes playing it across, comes off Strauch's leg, right up in the air, and it drops into the arms of Meslier. Did you also notice Bruno Fernandes giving Forshaw a nudge in the midst of all that as well? Anthony Elanga is fine, by the way. He's okay, whatever he was hit by, and it wasn't clear what he was hit by. As Rodrigo plays it through, get on with the shot, but that's right into the backside of Lindelof, who was just a yard or so away. Oh, and now Fred has been blatantly pulled back by Forshaw. He had his shirt, he had his arm, he had his shoulder. Yellow card, Forshaw, free kick, Manchester United.
They swapped shirts after the game.
Back to Glasgow, Gavin Wallace.
The sun is shining and the football's on fire, John. 2-1 to Celtic. Giacomakis again with another goal in just a minute later. Meda down the left-hand side. Lawler, the goalkeeper, got a hand onto the cross, but Giacomakis gambled and was there in the right place at the right time just to tap it home from 3 yards. It's Celtic 2, Dundee 1.
Latest Rugby Union scores: Newcastle 7, Exeter 0, Dragons 0, Ulster 12. Still England 0, Spain 0 in the Arnold Clark Cup at Carrow Road. That's on Sports Extra. And here we're into the last 15 minutes. Leeds United 2, Manchester United 3. And we've had a match that's been out of the grand traditions of the rivalry between these two sides. What a thriller it's been. Wan-Bissaka into the penalty area, crosses, headed away by Ayling, comes out to Ronaldo. Ronaldo couldn't get to the ball, and then Leeds are able to clear it out for a throw-in halfway inside their own half.
Yeah, Ronaldo's dropping a little bit deep now, coming away from the centre-halves. He's played very high today, but he's starting to come in just to near the midfield, and he's getting a lot of time and space.
Leeds playing it up towards Gelhardt, who is tripped by Scott McTominay, and they've got what they wanted. The Leeds United supporters, they've waited all match long for a yellow card for Scott McTominay, and there it is.
Yeah, well, foul number 5. He's going to get one, isn't he? So, yeah, the referee got it right this time.
And Joe Gelhardt was sent barrelling across the pitch surface, in amongst all of the water spraying up. There'll be some great pictures from our superb football photographers who are around the edge of the pitch getting absolutely soaked, like so many other people today, either online or in the papers in the morning. Here is Click playing it forward towards Rafinha on the right-hand side. Rafinha, he's got 2 men to beat, takes on the defenders, bounces behind. Well, the decision took some time. It's given us a corner.
Yeah, it was a goal kick. I don't think the linesman there thought, I am not raising my flag. It's up to you, ref.
In front of the Don Revie stand. So the ref quickly gave it. Maguire was furious, punched the air. Leeds corner, and the corner flag, a little bit like Turf Moor last weekend. The corner flag is blowing at a 45-degree angle now, and flung right into the path of Rafinha.
Why doesn't the linesman just hold it?
He's going to have to hold it.
No, he's not, though. He's not, will he?
No, well, he's not allowed to. Rafinha plays it back out of the penalty area, and then it's played in by Dallas. Takes a flick up a Manchester United head, right across into the full-back area. James, first-time ball. Gelhardt in the box. Well defended by Wan-Bissaka. Gelhardt tackled it back. Ball still in play, but McTominay got there first for Manchester United. Fred playing it away into the centre circle. Chris, if Leeds make it 3-3, wow, the noise.
Yeah, it would be unbelievable.
Yeah, they're going to need double defenders. Leeds 2, Manchester United 3. This West Yorkshire crowd right behind the home team here, who are in trouble down at the bottom of the Premier League table, just above the relegation zone. But you never know, this might revitalise them, this kind of performance. That's what Marcelo Bielsa will hope for. However, at the moment, they're standing to get nothing from it. Forshaw looks up, left-footed ball, but across comes Lindelof ahead of Dan James. Gelhardt is in there again. Then Junior Firpo is able to come between two Manchester United players. He gets the ball back from Rodrigo, and Junior Firpo plays it behind Dallas, who had to retreat and collect the ball closer to the halfway line. Ayling bringing the ball through the middle and then playing it out to Dan James, who's got some space here. Full back position. In comes the challenge from Elanga. Still Dan James. His Leeds white absolutely saturated. James again, left-footed ball whipped into the near post, cleared away by Lindelof, and the ball sails away underneath our gantry here into the Leeds United supporters down in front of us, clapping their hands, urging their team on. Rodrigo's got a lot to do there in between three Manchester United players, and then McTominay puts in the challenge as well on Gelhardt. No. And referee Tierney is not. Oh, and Rafinha's come across and shoved his hands into the chest of Scott McTominay. He's got a yellow card for that, Rafinha.
Yeah, right, we start. Listen, it's a foul. It's not a yellow card, and the referee's got this spot on. Rafinha has run 40 yards to get a footballer sent off.
And he's not succeeded. And Leeds are having to calm down their teammates, actually. Stuart Dallas is asking the question. There are three Leeds players around the referee. The captain, Ayling, of course, is most prominent. Just asking the question, why was that not a second yellow card for Scott McTominay?
Listen, he should have had one well before, along in the first half, never in the second half, but that wasn't a yellow card offence, that even. It was just a slight foul, which you get on and play. And the referee gets surrounded with white shirts.
But Leeds have got a free kick in a good position on the left-hand side. And we have less than 10 minutes to go. Rafinha, white wristbands on. One foot in front of the other, turquoise boots. White socks pulled right up over his knees. The Brazilian international, left-footed ball in towards the penalty spot, headed away by McTominay. And now Click with a shot. Oh! Saved by De Gea. It was just over his head, but it was bang on target, and the Manchester United goalkeeper pushed it over.
Yeah, good effort. One bounce, keeps his eye on it, lovely strike. Doesn't try to blast it, just strikes it nicely, and it's a comfortable save for De Gea, but it's a corner.
He can strike the ball beautifully, Click. Here's the corner. Rafinha to the back post, stretching header away by Lindelof. Leeds still pressuring. Oh, Maguire might have pushed Stroke in the back. That's what the home fans saw. Not enough. And then coming back from the offside position, Firpo, and it's a free kick for Manchester United. So back across the Pennines to the Super League, Dave Woods.
Half-time, Salford 20, Toulouse 6. A flicker of a response from the French side with a Chris Hankinson try and goal just before half-time, but otherwise Salford dominant. They lead 20 points to 6.
And the latest from Carrow Road as well, Sohail Sahi.
Yeah, 30 minutes played here. Still England 0, Spain 0. It's a good watch, though. England are playing well. Jill Scott with an effort, 20 yards just wide. And then a mix-up between Hannah Hampton and Jess Carter, 25 yards out. The ball ended up with Bonmati for Spain, who tried to chip the goalkeeper, but it floated wide. England 0, Spain 0.
Listen to the commentary right now on Sports Extra. Ball centre field. Manchester United conceding a free kick. Muck and Nettles in there. Lindelof and Fred and Gelhardt, free kick to Leeds United. You'll be able to watch the highlights match of the day tonight, BBC One. Talk about it with Robbie and Chris on 606. Once the live action is finished, Wolves-Leicester commentary to come. The 5 Live Football Daily podcast in the morning from BBC Sounds, and read about it on the BBC Sport website and app. Leeds with the ball up towards Rafinha. Rafinha, square from him. Chance for a shot from distance from Rodrigo, but that flies away up and wide and behind.
They've had a good goal, Leeds, though, second half. I think they've got a better shape to them. Rafinha makes a massive difference. I know whatever people say, he's been injured, he's this, he's that, whatever, he does make a massive difference to this side. They've got a good balance when he's on it, and they've had a real good go at Man United. But Man United, give them credit today. They've dug in. Very good first half.
Yeah, we've heard a suggestion that Rafinha had to leave training this week with a foot problem, which might perhaps go some way to explaining why he was only on the bench today. Offside flag against Ronaldo.
It's Varane's coming on, so he's going to take Sancho off or Ronaldo off.
Well, Ronaldo has
It's Ronaldo.
And here he is, he's off. I think you would describe that as a mixed response. Ronaldo, let's see what the reaction is. Off he goes, stares straight ahead as Ralph Rangnick comes across and just gives him a little pat on the hand. Remember how he reacted, Chris? I was at Brentford for that match, so just need to keep an eye on him. That didn't go down terribly well with him, but he sits quietly down with his coat in the old-fashioned Leeds United dugout. That won't have changed much since you were sitting in there, although I guess you probably didn't sit in there.
I was just going to say, John, come on.
I know, how rude. We haven't worked together for all these months, and then us, something like that.
Everything was going so well,
wasn't it? I know. Anyway, he seems to be behaving himself, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Down there. Leeds 2, Manchester United 3. Fred is then pulled over by Forshaw. Manchester United have got 5 minutes plus added time to get through this. So Varane has come on at the back, Chris. So Lindelof, Maguire and Varane.
I'm surprised. I think Man United were dealing well. If anything, don't score another. Get Rashford on with his pace. Leeds are throwing everything at them. They're playing very high. They're leaving gaps all over the place at the back. Then he's put a defender on, which is basically saying to Leeds, come on, you've got another 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to get a goal.
Leeds 2, Manchester United 3. And Forshaw playing it back all the way to Ayling. And now back to Meslier. Left-footed pass from him out to Junior Firpo. He's done well, actually, the former Barcelona man, since he's come on at left-back. Click now on the left-hand side. Dan James taking it on. He set up one of the goals. And then James is manhandled there. McTominay got the ball, but came away with it. And then it was deflected out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. It is half-time, I think, at Celtic Dundee. Gavin Wallace.
John, yes, Celtic 2, Dundee 1, and 2 goals in a minute from the Greek striker Georgios Giakoumakis, cancelling out a Dundee lead. Danny Millen was at the back post on the 25th minute to slot home from a Dundee corner. Celtic's response, though, was brutal. Giakoumakis on the end of a Carl Starfelt header, and then 1 minute later, the right place at the right time to slot home from a Dazen Meda pinpoint cross. Half-time, it's Celtic 2, Dundee 1.
Manchester United trying to control the game, manage the game here. Fred, who might have scored the winning goal, very nearly found a pass through to Bruno Fernandes. Strauch intercepted it on the edge of the area. A Strauch interceptor and clears it away downfield. Manchester United come again, though. Here's Sancho, edge of the box, goes the full 360 degrees, gives it to now into the area. A shot on the turn by Wan-Bissaka, might bounce for Elanga, comes back for Wan-Bissaka. No, Leeds get there first, and the clearance from Click on the edge of his penalty area. Best way to deal with this for Manchester United is to keep possession, keep the ball.
Yeah, they're doing it very well as well. They could get a goal here. Leeds have give everything. There's a lot of tired legs in white shirts out there, but Man United doing the right thing, as you say. Just keep the ball, wait for an opportunity if it comes.
Manchester United back in the Champions League this midweek. 5 Live, the place to hear it live from Madrid, will be with them. That's Wednesday night. Chelsea, Lille on Tuesday night, live from London. but Manchester United winning the ball back, and now the chance to finish it, and it is into the back of the net, and Anthony Elanga slots it away, given away on the edge of their own box by Luke Ayling, and Manchester United, they're ruthless. Bruno Fernandes set up Elanga, and he runs away now, putting his finger to his lips, and again Manchester United players celebrate in one corner of Elland Road. They've won it now. Leeds 2, Manchester United 4.
Another good goal, I've got to say. The stand of the goals today have been excellent, haven't they? It's some cracking goals, good move. Fernandes, he had a little bit of skill, a little flick. The defender's dawdling for me. He should have just played the ball. Fernandes gets on the end of it, rolls it into the path, and you'd expect him to score from Elanga, wouldn't you? It's a lovely weighted pass from him. Said, there, look, don't put that in the net. And he does.
Yeah, first Strauch was beaten, and then
through the legs of the goalkeeper. Yep, great goal.
And then Ayling couldn't get there, and then Elanga tucked it away, and Leeds there, both Ayling and Strauch, they looked a bit bedraggled, I have to say.
Yeah, I think Leeds have really put an effort in, first half, but second half in particular, they really have given everything. They've looked quite good at times, Leeds. The balance of the side looks good, but unfortunately they've just run out of legs in the middle of the park.
So Leeds United 2, Manchester United 4, and I think that is now Leeds blown out in this match. But what a second half effort it was for them. But Manchester United,
it's a must-watch tonight on Match of the Day.
It is, as McTominay fouled Junior Firpo. He's claiming that he also got a knock on the back of the head. In the pubs of Leeds later, the question will be, how did McTominay stay on the field? Click, taking the ball to the edge of the penalty area, but Lindelof takes over, plays it back to De Gea, and Manchester United pass it out. We're in the 90th minute now. We'll try and bring you the live interviews. Junior Firpo comes in, wins the ball against Elanga, tackles it out of play. Lindelof has come across to say a few words. Fred's there as well. Now we've got a number of Leeds and Manchester United players jostling one another, and again, this is right out of the traditional playbook between Manchester United and Leeds United. And actually, Ralph Rangnick has come onto the field.
Both managers have.
And
no, it's not Bielsa.
It's one of the coaches. But Ralph Rangnick is actually on the field.
Yeah, he is.
And he is talking to Dan James.
Yep.
And he's actually put his arms around him. There's a conversation going on. I'm not sure what Paul Tierney will think, the referee, about Ralph Rangnick coming onto the field and hugging one of the opposition players.
Well, Elanga goes down as if, listen, it wasn't a foul. It was a tackle, and he's gone down, and he's up and walking around now. If he just gets up from the beginning of that job, this doesn't happen. He's rolling around the floor with something happening, and nothing happened. It was a challenge, but nothing happened.
And the referee's got his yellow card out. This will be for retaliation. Luke Shaw, Rafinha, who has already been yellow carded, hasn't he? Junior Firpo, whether it's for his reaction, it's a yellow card to Shaw and Junior Firpo.
Yeah, well, Shaw ran a lot of way to get involved. I don't know why. Firpo, you've got to say, he started it.
Yeah, with what was a decent challenge.
It was a decent challenge, and Elanga, for me, rolls around as if, he's really been tackled late, and he hasn't.
Well, we're into time added on. 5 minutes of added time. Players going to resume with a throw-in. Paul Tierney, incidentally, did just usher Ralph Rangnick off the field. I don't think there was any need for him to come across.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking of for a chat with Dan James. Leeds 2, Manchester United 4. We'll have the interviews with Ralph Rangnick and from the Leeds United side as well. Drop ball, hit the referee. Rafinha now. Only a few minutes of added time left. Leeds have got to make up 2 goals, but they've already scored 2 goals in 24 seconds of playing time. Fred, though, hits it forward for Sancho. Sancho now, as Leeds look for a 5th goal. Bruno Fernandes through the middle, but Luke Shaw arrives. And Sancho and Shaw together. Fred. Nice from Fred. Lovely change of feet. The ball into the area, but it runs all the way through to goalkeeper Meslier. 2.5 minutes of added time to go. This has to be beyond Leeds. Got to score 2 goals in no time. I think 1 or 2 people have left now.
Yeah, you can see some empty seats. Not a lot.
But still a great noise inside the ground. It's been worth waiting for this first meeting in the Premier League at Elland Road in front of a crowd for nearly 20 years. It's had all sorts in it. And here's James now down the left. Wan-Bissaka puts in the challenge. It's out of play for a throw down the left. And as we so often say, don't we, in circumstances like this, that the team that's down the bottom maybe can take something from this, but they're not going to take any points. Here's Forshaw to Click. Junior Firpo again, clips it forward. Wan-Bissaka gets his chest to it. Bruno Fernandes has given the ball back. And now Dan James, after Strouk, the ball's out of play, says the assistant on this side, so it's a throw-in to Manchester United.
I think looking at the game, John, you got Man United's done enough. They had that rocky spell in the second half where Leeds got back into the game. Had a 20-minute spell, Leeds, where they did really get at Man United. Man United found it difficult to deal with them, but apart from that spell, I think Man United controlled this game very, very well.
They have, and Manchester United, they've still only lost once outright under Ralph Rangnick. They got knocked out of the FA Cup on penalties by Middlesbrough, but just the one defeat in either 90 minutes or after extra time.
I think you look at a lot of performances, John, where they could have lost.
That's the thing, and there have been a lot of unconvincing moments, but McTominay is tripped, trying to break forward. It's Click this time.
Tired challenge.
I'm trying to work out how many yellow cards that is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Leeds, and 1, 2, 3 for Manchester United. McTominay will be next time Manchester United come to Elland Road next season, hopefully, from a Leeds United point of view, he'll get the full treatment.
The gap's closing at the bottom.
It is, after those results yesterday.
We've got some hard games, Leeds, the next 3 or 4 as well.
Maguire takes this free kick to the right-hand side. We're now in the 5th minute of added time, just a few seconds left. What an afternoon, what a game it's been. 2 hours, it's rained throughout, and the rain in the central period was absolutely torrential. And there it is, there's the final whistle, and Manchester United have won it here. But in the second half, they really knew they were in a game with Leeds United, but they've won it 4-2, Chris Waddle.
You're right to say, excellent game. Watched it tonight, a match today. Brilliant game. Terrible conditions. 2 teams going at it. Fans' atmosphere absolutely magnificent. Man United, for me, were the better side and got the result. But Leeds can take a lot of belief from this. But Rafinha and them are a must to start for the balance of the side and everything. But Man United, for me, definitely were the better side.
Look, then there's a spectator who's slipped over as he runs onto the field. So 4-2 it was, 2-0 at half-time. Maguire scoring from a corner. Bruno Fernandes, so 2-0 at half-time. But then those 2 goals in a minute from Rodrigo and substitute Rafinha, that made it 2-2. But then in the last 20 minutes, Fred and Elanga, 2 of the substitutes, scoring the goals for Manchester United, who have won twice in a week. They've done the double over Leeds this season in the Premier League, and Leeds have now lost 3 of the last 4. But this is the reaction that they're getting, the Leeds United players, even though they've lost to the rivals from over the Pennines. They are being cheered, and Luke Ayling is leading the applause, the captain, and Click as well down there as well. So the final score here at Elland Road, Leeds United 2, Manchester United 4. And Steve Crossman is up here on the gantry with us as well.
Chris Waddle will break this game down in a second, but before we do, we said before the match, first time in nearly 20 years that we've had this game in front of fans. At times this felt a bit like a throwback, a referee who was letting as much go as he could, high quality goals, not too many interruptions from technology. What a game.
You can't ask for anything better. I mean, the conditions were horrendous for the players, I've got to say, and the pitch has stood its ground. At times I thought the rain that was coming down, it's never stopped. I'm thinking it could be abandoned, the way the rain was coming down. Full credit to the groundsmen and who've looked after the pitch, but it was a game, yes, a lot of challenges, a lot of controversy, where people, trying to get rid of the players, both the fans, the atmosphere was electric. And yes, and this is a game which has been missed because there's so much rivalry between these 2 clubs, but on the day, Leeds give their best. You can't ask for anything more, and that's why they're getting the response they're getting. But Man United were just a shade better.
Manchester United players just making their way down the tunnel now. I've just seen a bare-chested Harry Maguire. He took his shirt off and threw it in towards the Manchester United fans who are just down as we look in the far corner right next to the tunnel over there, and the boards are just being put up in front of us now where the players will do their post-match interviews. And look, Cristiano Ronaldo, Chris, he's always one that people want to interview, but for once, you know, Manchester United win well, no goals scored and no goals created by Cristiano.
No, I think he looked tired today, I've got to say. I didn't think he looked sharp. I think he plays with his head. Obviously he's very experienced, he's a clever player, we know that, and he got into little areas, especially second half. He came into midfield a little bit more, a little bit deeper, and he was causing problems there by linking the play. First half I thought Leeds marshalled him very, very well. He should have scored with one chance with his left foot, got to say, with a player his ability, I thought he'd score. But you know, it's going to be interesting to see how Man United fare. You know, that fourth spot's up for grabs, and there's going to be 3 or 4 teams thinking we can get that. Man United, listen, they've played all right today, they've played well today, I think, at times, but you know, again, they're leaking goals.
Manchester United then 4th in the Premier League, 46 points. They're now 4 above West Ham in 5th, but Arsenal, who are also 4 points behind them, have played 3 games less. Seasons can and do turn in an instant. The instant for this game, Chris, was 2 players, you know, not at the time that they got the ball in their best positions. Dan James, who is not a centre forward, had a header, missed it. United go down the other end. Fred, who is very much not a left winger, smashes it in.
Yeah, it's fine margins, isn't it? You got to say, I mean, Dan James to me didn't look like, you know, when the ball came, you think just head it, put anything on it, you've got a chance to score, a very good chance. It doesn't even really flick it. I don't know what he tried to do with it, to be perfectly honest. And as you say, within seconds, they're down the other end. Sancho rolls in Fred, and it's a great strike by Fred. He struck it beautifully. And once they go 3-2, you can see the body language of the Leeds players. They thought, we're back in it, we've got a chance to win it. The ground was electric, the fans were right behind them. And then Fred puts that in. You could feel, and you looked at the Leeds players, and they looked tired. They put a massive shift in today, Leeds, by the way.
The frustration is going to be that Rafinha started the game on the bench, isn't it?
Listen, I mean, everybody talks about your best players and he plays. Now, if he's got an injury and he's not right, they've had a bust up, the manager, at the end of the day, you have to respect his decision. But I think when they changed it at half-time, the Leeds shape, the balance, the midfield 3 looked better. The 2, Rafinha on one side, Gale down the middle, you know, and James on the left, there was a balance there, and you could see, you looked at the team, you thought, they're going to cause problems. You can see they're going to cause problems. First half, it just looked like a lot of white shirts all over the place. And I think Rafinha, for me, is a must start. And I don't know what happens with Leeds at the end of the season, if they stay up or do whatever they do. I mean, he's going to be difficult to keep a hold of, because there'll be a lot of clubs monitoring what happens with him.
Yeah, and those big decisions have big consequences. Owen on 8505885 Live Sports says exactly what we were saying during the commentary there. The Fred for Pogba substitution at the time seemed very, very bold, but it paid off.
Well, it paid off. He scores a wonderful goal, great strike, and but Paul Pogba was playing brilliant, and I thought the conditions, I mean, the way he was looking after the ball, moving the ball, creating chances, you know, it's the best I've seen him play for a long time, Pogba, by the way. And whether he's put his hand up and said, I'm feeling the pace, I've got cramp, I've got something, maybe something made them take him off, because you couldn't have took him off on the way he was playing.
Bottom of the Premier League table then, Leeds United 15th on 23 points. Watford have 18. They don't have games in hand on Leeds United, but Burnley, who are on 17 points, do have 2 games. So they are 6 points behind with 2 games in hand. The thing is, at the bottom of the table, you know, if at the top of the table, Chris, you can't count games in hand as wins, you certainly can't do it when you're at the bottom. That said, they are in trouble.
Oh, definitely. Listen, there's a lot of teams looking over their shoulders. The teams at the bottom have put a little run together. A lot of them they've all started getting results. So when you're sitting 16th, 15th, 14th, all of a sudden you're looking over your shoulder. It seems like Brentford can't win. They can't get a win. They can't buy a win. So they're looking over their shoulder thinking, oh, no, these are winning now. It's going to go right to the wire. By the way, where we looked, probably a month ago, you would have said there's 5 teams, 3 are going to go. I think there's about 7 clubs, 8 clubs now, and we'll be looking to think we could be involved in this.
When you see, John, somebody missing a chance like Dan James missed, you obviously immediately think of a Patrick Bamford, and you think about it particularly when you consider that goal from Anthony Elanga was the 50th that Leeds have conceded in the Premier League this season.
Yeah, so I think only Norwich have conceded more goals than Leeds this season. But at the same time, I mean, Elanga had a great chance at the other end, didn't he, which could have wrapped it up. I mean, it's part of football, isn't it? Missing chances. But you know, we were talking about West Ham, weren't we, yesterday, and the fact that they're going with what they've got at the top end of the table, and didn't bring in a striker when that was the general expectation that would happen for them, and it didn't happen. And now, Leeds United, how soon Bamford is going to be back, I'm not sure. I still think you're talking about weeks before he comes back into the picture. Gelhardt did well enough, didn't he? But you're operating there with those, basically a set of wingers, Chris, aren't you? Gelhardt and Rafinha and Rodrigo and Dan James.
It's in the way Leeds train and play. It's really hard work. Bielsa's been around a lot of clubs, and most clubs he leaves, a lot of the players say, for 2 years, I was run, and I was really jaded and tired. This is his third year, I think, and you can see with the injuries mounting up. I can't really say there's a lack of energy, because they do play a high tempo still, but when you get your key players injured and you haven't really got the resources in the background to say, well, we'll put him in. In January, I thought they would have bought 2 or 3 players, Leeds, I've got to say. They haven't. They're going with the kids there, the younger players, if people are injured, but they're asking a lot.
There is one positive, though, John, I think, from this for Leeds United. You asked Phil here the question before the game, where are the Leeds fans at the moment? If you lose and concede 4 to your biggest rivals and your fans still clap you off, that says they're with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. My thoughts entirely as well, watching those scenes at the end. There's still strong support, isn't there, on the basis of what we've seen there for the manager and his methods. And Leeds United supporters, lots of them really know their football, and they know what he's having to cope with here without Phillips and without Roberts. And whatever happens with Rafinha, the fact that you lose Koch today, an important player from the middle of the field in a match like this, and the fact that what he did, he changed it around 3 times, I think, during the course of the game, and have given Manchester United a strong run for their money.
John, Chris, thank you so much. John Murray and Chris Waddle are here with us at Ellen Road. Terrific game for the neutral. Even better if you're a Manchester United fan. Leeds 2, Manchester United 4. We're going to start the build-up to our 4:30 kickoff very shortly. Let's check in on that game in the Arnold Clark Cup. England started the tournament with a draw with Canada. They're playing Spain this afternoon. Sahil Sahi.
Yeah, it's finally poised, Steve, at the break. It's England 0, Spain 0. England, they're coping very well with Spain's possession-based football. Chances few and far between. Jill Scott for England, 20 yards away, fizzed wide, and a mix-up presented Spain with their only moment of the half between Hannah Hampton and Jess Carter. It fell to Bonmati, who tried to float the ball over Hannah Hampton, but it just went wide. Half-time then, England 0, Spain 0.
Our colleagues from Match of the Day are getting absolutely pelted with water down there. I can see Guy Mowbray with a massive brolly. Match of the Day, 10:30 tonight. Let's go to the other side of the Pennines. Toulouse are on the scoreboard at Salford. Dave Woods.
They are, and they were making a game of it. It's now Salford 24, Toulouse 12. They got it back to 2012, Toulouse. Gigot with a very clever kick early in the second half. Joseph Polo dropping on it in the in-goal area. It looked interesting, but Tim Lafay has just scored an individual try against some very poor defending, it has to be said, at the end. So Salford back in control again, 24 points to 12, with a conversion to come.
Celtic still lead 2-1 against Dundee. Just over 50 minutes played in that game. Remember, earlier it finished Dundee United 1, Rangers 1. So that means, as it stands, Celtic going 3 points clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership table. Next up for us is full commentary of Wolves versus Leicester. Just over 20 minutes to go until we are underway. We're going to hear from Max Kilman. We'll hear from Brendan Rodgers as well after the latest news on 5 Live with Alison Hughes.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Buckingham Palace says the Queen has mild cold-like symptoms after testing positive for COVID-19. Her infection comes less than 2 weeks after Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall tested positive. Our reporter Francis Reid is outside Windsor Castle.
I've met people from Manchester and Birmingham that were coming to Windsor Castle today for a visit, and they heard about the news in the car on the way down, and they have expressed concern. They're just really wishing a really speedy recovery, as they would to any of their own members of their family. So many people around the country impacted by COVID over the last couple of years, and they just really want to see the Queen, have a good recovery.
The palace says the Queen, who's 95, will continue with light duties at Windsor. This afternoon, she tweeted her congratulations to the British curling teams, who won medals at the Winter Olympics. The French President, Emmanuel Macron, has discussed the continuing tensions over